Hey, 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 welcome to the Thursday Night Speak Pipe Show. I'm your host, James from My Take on Reality. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Before we get started, let me make sure that you guys can hear me, you can see me, and everything is copacetic. Go ahead and give me a 1 in the chat so that I can be sure that you guys are actually connected. We're actually up, we're actually running, and everything is cool. All right, I'm going to wait for a second because sometimes I'm not sure. I used to just go right into it and be like, whoa, 20 minutes later, where's James at? But thank you so much for dropping the ones in the chat. All right. All right. Yeah. James is number one. Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, we have a action-packed day today. Let me just crank that up a little bit because for some reason it always starts slow. And then halfway through the chat, or halfway through the live, for some reason my volume will go back down again. I don't know, but it's weird. But thank you guys so much for joining me. What is this? We had a super chat already. Let's see. From Jody Periscala. What's going on, Jody? How you doing? $4.99 super chat. Said we do many lives and there are a lot of chats. Would you be offended if I just watched your Becoming Sister Wives book review with Jenny for a while? Not at all. I mean, that was a good time. Both Jenny and I did. We went through the first book. Becoming Sister Wives was the book that actually all the Sister Wives plus Cody did early on. And it was actually, I thought that book was actually a little more comprehensive. It was a better introduction. It was before a lot of the, I think there's a lot more staging that's going on now. So there's a lot more production, a lot more of them like trying to get what message they want to have out. So they're involving like PR people. Like I feel like they're involving more PR people. And it's not necessarily like the raw, straight, unadulterated dope you get when you're dealing with people who are new to the field. When you have somebody who's been in the industry for a number of years, a number of seasons, like they've been on TV for about 15 years now. And when you've been on TV for that long, you start to develop like a sense of like press IQ and how to answer questions, how to talk to people, what you can talk about, what you can't talk about. And somewhere along the line, and this is no shot on them individually, but somewhere along the line, I feel that they decided as a group that they were no longer going to share anything relevant about what's going on with them in their lives. And so, like, even with Christine's new book, I'll bet $1 to a donut. At the end of the day, you can't point me to one thing in that book that's revelatory about anything that we've, haven't suspected or haven't already talked about or haven't known. You understand what I mean? Or more to the point, there's nothing ground shaking, earth shattering, groundbreaking, or pathfinding about that particular book. So when I first got the book, I was very excited about doing Christine's book. But I'm going to be honest, like going through the book, there's not enough there for me actually to talk about. Like, I don't want to just produce, like that's always been kind of my struggle on YouTube, I guess. When push comes down to shove, I don't want to be one of the creators who just comes out with stuff because it's time to come out with stuff. If I say something, I want to actually have something to say. I don't want to just come out and say, basically the sister wife formula that kind of exists, which is Cody Robin bad, OG3 good, OG13 canonized for sainthood, release. You know what I mean? I want to be able to come out and say, like, give some kind of perspective or opinion, maybe give my perspective on something which potentially could help somebody. But I don't think that if I'm just sitting around cheerleading, if you will, or down, boohooing and down grading folks, I don't know if that's necessarily helping anybody. So, I mean, I don't mind pointing out, like, if you do something wrong, I don't mind pointing it out. If you do something right, I don't mind pointing it out. But I think that there is a point where, I want to be responsible with folks' time and attention. So like so I know some folks were looking forward to me doing like because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do because I was excited about doing the book. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do the book and it's gonna be so interesting, blah, blah, blah. And I get the book and I'm like, I mean, there's things in there that we could talk about. Like there's portions of the book that we could talk about, but there's a lot of it is kind of just I mean, it is what it is. It's not bad. It's just, it is what it is. It's certainly not there's no revelations. If anything, it's more informative. So, but thank you so much, Jody. I appreciate you. Let me give you a little something, something. Do 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 do. Thank you, Jody. Appreciate you. Let's see. You see, P said my partner gets agitated when I watch this show. I can see that. Especially you start cussing. What the hell's going on? Oh, Archwood said I couldn't make it past the second chapter. Made me so mad. Yeah. It was, yeah. I mean, there are people, like I said, I'm not smashing the book. I'm not bashing the book. I'm not recommending the book, but at the same time, I'm not gonna say, guys, you should definitely get this book because it's gonna be eye-opening. If you really want to find out about what's going on, you need to get this book. I'm not gonna do that. Right. Just not gonna do it. Oh wow. Hearts and prayers for NASCAR driver Greg Bethel, who he and his family were killed in a plane crash in Statesville, North Carolina. Wow. Let's put some hearts in the chat for Greg and his family. That's rough, especially around the holidays. It's just a hard piece. Yeah. But so we had some messages come through, and we might as well just jump right into the speak pipes because that's why you guys are here. Nobody wants to hear James talk. Keep your eye out because I do have my videos coming up. I have 3 videos coming out over the next few days. So make sure you keep an eye out for those. Yeah, it should be pretty decent. I think they're pretty decent, insightful. All right, but what's this? Local art switch. What's going on, local? Law in the house. Lay down the law. I gave all the women a lot of grace for a long time to find out they were all lying the whole time from episode 1. It's offensive. Yeah. I think that's the hard part too, is that it's hard for me, like recognizing the fact that, excuse me, and maybe that's part of the reason what, with the whole book kind of blew me off about the book was the fact that so much it came out that they were revealing, even in the book. Maybe that's one of the things that came out during the book too. That's the part that came out during Christine's book. That everything they were saying during the show was a lie. So even when they were sitting on stages arguing about the benefits of polygamy, it was all from a place of like, polygamy is great, and it's great because we're great and we're just like you guys and we're awesome and our relationships are awesome and their relationship is dog water. And at the same time, you're propagating to everybody else that the relationships are good. I think that says a lot about I mean, not to be a dick, but it calls into question of integrity. And so if you're willing to be dishonest so that you could be on the show for 15 years, there's no reason why I would think that like any of them would be honest when it came to, or wouldn't be dishonest when it came to selling books. So everything, like that's the one thing when this is actually just a lesson that you teach your kids. Like something I told my kids when they were little. Like when you get caught being deceptive or lying, when you get caught lying or being dishonest, everything you say after that has a question mark after it. You know, nobody can take you at your word. One of the things I've always told my kids, like especially when it comes to honesty, integrity, and things of that nature, is that when you come home and tell me something, I want to be able to act on what you tell me. I want to be able to move on what you say. I never want to be in a situation where you tell me something and I have to step back and start doing how realistic is this? How possible is this? Or maybe, do you have any evidence? Is there anybody else saw you? Is there somebody else I can call who can tell me that what you're saying is true? Because I'll believe that person more than I believe you. Or I need that person in combination to you. And your stories have to pretty much closely align before I even think about doing anything or saying anything or calling anybody or whatever the case may be. I never want to be in that situation, especially with my kids. I never want to be in that situation. If they tell me something, I want to be able to act on it. And when you get caught like lying or being dishonest, all of a sudden, all of that has to be, every time you say something, I have to balance it out. I have to balance it out. So I agree. But you guys didn't come to listen to me talk, came to listen to you talk. So let's go to some speak pipes. We have off the rip, we have Caramel Cuties. We're gonna bring Caramel Cuties in. She left a few. So we're gonna start off with Caramel Cuties. She's one of the Mega Mod squad in the house. So let's hear what she has to say.
Good afternoon, my Take family. Hey, James. I think I'm a little indifferent. I missed the call-in show by like 10 minutes on Tuesday, so bear with me. There may be a few of these tonight. I'm a little indifferent when it comes to how I feel about Janelle, and on two different levels. First one, I'll say I seen her eyes light up, and she just looked like she was in such amazement to hear that Cody was going to come and apologize to her. And especially when he said, I came to you first because you're the safe space or whatever, blah, 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 whatever bullshit he threw at her, right? He knows exactly where to pull and tug on the heartstrings to get them draws wet, right? To make them panties a little moist. Sorry, adult content right there. But I don't think it was fully just because, she wants him back. I think right now her heart is talking from the grief standpoint than it is from the anger standpoint. And I think if this would have happened a month ago, we would have seen a whole different scene. Stay tuned for my next one.
All right. So from the grief standpoint to the to now, there might have been a difference. We'll go to part 2.
Carmel Cutie is coming back with part 2. I've never lost a child, so I don't want to start this part off like I know remotely what it feels like to lose a child. We all have lost loved ones, I'm sure, and we all grieve differently. But I can only empathize with Janelle on losing my child and how that would make me feel the years after and how I grieve. And I say that caveat to say Janelle and Cody shared something special when it comes to them both being mother and father to Big G, right? And that bond between him and her as mom and dad, as parents, is different than whatever bond they had as husband and wife. And I could see how, especially when she invited him for the headstone, I think that's where she was pulling what we see as her being giddy or even possibly flirtatious, and her wanting whatever that was back with her and Cody. Now, I don't think she wants a full relationship, but I do.
Oh, I don't know why they cut off. We're going to go to the next one. I think it might pick up again.
Carmel Cuties again. Sorry for the background distractions. I'm in traffic and it's pretty bad today. Left work a little early. But anywho, back to Janelle. Yeah, it gives me mixed messages, and I say that to say I don't think she wants him back. I don't think she wants a full-blown relationship. I don't get that I'm desperate for Cody vibes from Janelle like I kind of do from Mary. Does she miss the D? Probably. Will she probably dip and dive and bounce on it one or two more times in life? Maybe. But I don't think she wants that, those paths crossed. Because if she gives him some, he thinks he's fully fledged back in, and now, he's entitled to her money and assets and all that other shit. And I don't think she's willing to go there. I damn sure don't believe she's willing to risk her relationship with Maddie, Caleb, and all her kids to be back fucking with Cody. Point blank and MF and period. But I do think she misses the bond, that emotional connection she had with him, whether they were friends first, lovers second. I can see that from Janelle, and I'll give her that from that episode.
All right. We're going to move on to the next one.
Cuties again. I don't know if this is part 3, part 4, but part whatever. I'm back. I'll jump to Christine, David, and Mary. I'll bunch them all and try to fit this in one. Christine is definitely giving mixed messages with he's such a good guy. He's a good guy. But then I never ever want to have a conversation with Cody again. And don't get me wrong, having to co-parent with a dumbass myself, I can understand those vibes. But, babe, hate to say it, you still have a minor child with that dickweed. You picked him as your husband. You even picked him more to be the father of your 6 kids. You're going to have to deal with him in one way or another because you still have Truly, who's not an adult. And I'm pretty sure the courts didn't strike him from ever talking to Truly again. So therefore, in some capacity, like Negla 3 says, you have to love the other parent, in a sense, as much as you love the child, because they're going to be a part of that child's life for the rest of their life. In Mary's case, desperate. I'm sick of watching her going, speed dating or any dating anything when you can see it all over her face. She don't want not nan man in that damn building. She probably wants, maybe a female or two, but.
All right. And then we'll go to Carmel Cuties 5th.
Carmel Cuties again. I do agree that with Mary and her friend, is it Amber? I don't remember her name. Whoever. Oh shit. This is my exit. I don't believe that they really looking for love or even looking to find a guy to even just talk to pass the time away. I do believe they sit in the corner looking like a bunch of high school mean girls with their emoji jokes or whatever else. And so, I don't know, Mary's not giving off warm and inviting. Like, if I were to see her out in a public place and I've never seen Sister Wives and didn't know who the hell she was, it would make me really think, like, wow, she looked like she's in a bitchy mood. You know what I mean? Like, she just gives off resting bitch face unless she's joking and laughing with her friends about the most unfunniest things, you know what I mean? But I don't see her really wanting to find a relationship. I think she's solely doing it just for the storyline for production and bringing, her couple of besties along for the ride. Stop wasting people's time. I'm over it.
Well, here's the thing. I do think that the Mary storyline, for the most part, is a production plan. Like, because even as somebody mentioned, I mentioned, I think that last week, when Ron saw Mary, there are a couple indicators. Like, They first greet each other. Ron goes over. Mary gives him a side hug, like the bro hug that women give dudes that they not really attracted to. You know, she gave him one of those. And then she also, like, there was a point where this is supposed to be like a new fledgling relationship where the two of them are talking on the phone all the time. And, you know, they live in separate parts of the, different parts of the country or whatever, different locations. So they don't see each other every day. So you finally get to see her and you're not checking for her. Like, you're not looking at her, you know what I mean? Like, when she's walking away, you're not, you know, checking for her and that kind of thing. Like, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of interest on either one of their parts. So I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. Like, I just don't, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the fact that they're in a relationship. And if they are, good for them. And if they not, I mean, and then here's kind of the weird thing too, with the whole idea about like the relationship angle that they're trying to push for Mary. If we're going to be completely honest, to a degree, Mary has kind of the same problem, and this is a shame. This is a shame what I'm about to say. Mary has the same problem that Robin's kids have early on. Why don't people care about Robin's kids? They, you know, Mary, you've seen her on the show the whole time, but if you look at Mary's storylines and the things that she was involved with, a lot of the story, a lot of, especially the memorable parts of Sister Wives, have nothing to do with Mary. The only time you really talk about Mary is with regard to what a shame it is she never wanted to share her husband, and she was basically forced to marry two women and then a third woman who she supposedly, according to the story in the show, brought into the relationship. But now she's basically saying, I never brought her in. I don't know why you guys are even saying that. Then, of course, the catfish incident, the fact that she was divorced and left. But even in that, it didn't necessarily center on Mary and how she felt as much as Cody doing Mary wrong. There's a difference. There's a very subtle difference there, but it's a difference. And because there's not a huge buy-in into Mary's character and her life and what was going on with her, because she kept a lot of what was going on with her pretty much secret and under wraps. Okay, cool. You had 15 years, you were getting a check. You didn't have to come out and tell your life story that much. Cool. You got away with it. But now, when you need to be able to come out and say, I'm out in the dating world, I'm trying to meet people, and this is what's going on with me. The reason why people don't have that buy-in is because they don't feel the stakes, because they don't know what is on the line for you and why it's important for you. You saying that you're trying to find somebody is the equivalent of everybody saying that they're trying to find somebody. Why is it more important for you to find somebody than, say, Janelle, who says she's not looking? You understand what I mean? Like, there's no reason why I'm sitting there saying, oh my goodness, Mary has to get a boyfriend. Oh no, she has to get married. Oh, this guy, Ron, I hope it works out. Fingers crossed. Like, it's almost to the point where I don't care either way. If she wants to be alone, cool. She might want to be alone because you might need to work on yourself. If you're all worried about, like, if you're meeting guys, and this is just a side note, and then I'm going to go into the next call. But if you are, especially you're 50, but if you're a person and you're out meeting people and you're more concerned about the guys or gals, men or women that you're dating, partners that you're looking for, if you're more concerned about how they fit in with your friend group than how they fit in with your life, how they make you feel, how they improve you, and what they're going to do for you, to you, and everything else, if you're more concerned about whether your friends like her, then you might not have the maturity to be in an adult relationship. I'm just saying, you might not be ready, or you might not want to be in an adult relationship at that point. Just straight up. Because I mean, it's nice if your friends get along with your people, but I never really approached it. I guess I never really thought about it because I never really thought my friends were so crazy and so eccentric that it took a special kind of woman for me to be involved with, that they could accept these people. And I didn't look for a woman or a partner who was so eccentric and so weird that hopefully my friends could like her because she's gonna be so crazy and so weird. Like my friends are cool people I hang out with, cool people who I was dating, and a woman I eventually married was a cool person. So when I put them in the same room together, it wasn't a thing where I was concerned about it. I wasn't sitting there, oh, I hope they get along. I gotta sit back and see what happens. Yeah, what? No. So that's a little weird for me. It would be weird to me to be concerned about whether my friends like a person that I like. I don't care whether my friends like. If anything, you'd be worried if your friend like them too much. I want some of that at my house, you know. I'd get 2 scoops, please. You know what I mean? Okay. But that's just kind of where I'm at. But we will come back to Carmel Kitty. She left a few more messages. Split them up because some of them are a little more adult. So so we'll be do Carmel Kitties in a little bit more. So for those who are waiting for Carmel Kitties,
but wait, there's more.
And we'll be dropping those in a little bit. All right. But we had some super chats come through. Let's check them out. We had Sharon Martinez. Okay, Sharon Martinez. Sorry about that. $4.99 super chat. Allison from Pop Psych met David Woolley at her book signing. I told him she loved watching his show. Cody would flip his lid if he heard someone say that. Yeah, he pull out what's left of it. He pulled both them strands right out the middle of his head. What? See, that's what I'm talking about. Christine got married. Now this guy's trying to take my money. I think it would be worth it if it would have to be more prominent. Like it would take somebody like Suki. Like if Suki was on this show on the tell-all and said that. But unfortunately, that would be the last tell-all Suki ever did. If Suki came out and said that shit, that'd be the last time you see Suki ass on tell-alls. She just if she said, David, I love your show, Suki just quit. That's what that means. She just said I quit without saying I quit. You know, she tried to get them she tried to get unemployment. But thank you so much, Sharon. Then we have Marie H. Okay, with the $5 super chat. Krusty is bringing up the time before Sabin, so she's not getting the blame for anything. Yeah, right. Remember before Robin came in the family and you was messing up. Which is also awesome too, because they were having problems before the family. But again, this kind of the whole thing kind of stretches into the point where he's coming up with things where it could be the other person's fault too. So he's setting the stage for Janelle's type of apology where he apologizes to Janelle, and no sooner than he gets the words, you know, I messed up and I'm sorry, I apologize. She's supposed to say, I apologize too. I'm sorry because it takes 2 to tango. Blah, blah, blah. But what it should be is if I'm apologizing for something I did wrong, I am not looking for somebody else to apologize to. Your apology has nothing to do with my apology. Where our apologies are independent and separate. So what I'm sorry for is what I'm sorry for. In fact, I'm going to just go on record and say that if I apologize, I don't want you just to apologize to me because I'm apologizing to you. I want you to apologize to me because you felt as though you did something wrong and you wronged me in some way and you want to make amends for that wrongdoing. Not just something to say. I'm sorry too. How you doing? Not bad. Finding you. Like, I don't want it to be that type of reaction. I want it to be genuine. So if we're going to have a relationship, these relationships have to be genuine. So I think that makes sense. But thank you so much, Marie H. Let me give you a little something. Here we go. Let me see. 1 second. Hey, what's going on, lit mom? T in the house. Yeah, I couldn't catch the other one. But thank you so much, Marie H. Back to the speak pipes. Speak pipes. We have Cody's left kidney calling in. Oh no. Hopefully it's not the one with the knife in it.
I have just a few kind of quick thoughts on the episode. I'm pulling up my notes here.
Oh, she got
Okay,
notes.
so Mary, not much really to say. I don't really care about her speed dating. I don't need a whole season of it. She went to that event, I guess, looking like she went to somebody's homecoming dance and she's supervising the punch table. That's about all I got for her. But nice to see Jen back again, although, not the best circumstances, of course. Janelle, which is the big point, of course. For me, I think I'm disappointed in Janelle, mostly because she's, like, the most capable. She's intelligent. She, has a real estate license. She has handled money. But it seems like she knows all this and is okay with it. So, like, why am I mad for her? So it's frustrating to watch these people at times because you see that stuff that makes viewers mad, and then it's like the next week, they're like, oh, nothing happened. It's fine. And you're like, what? I'm still really I don't know you people. It's like she's known she's getting screwed. And at this point, it's just like, I don't know, offering the lube to help out. She's giddy about, like, going out to this apology dinner or whatever with Cody. Like, she was season 18. I think it was, after the big, like, FU fight. They went out for Janelle's birthday, I think it was. You remember Cody's like, oh, I'm Jones, and I hope I get a kiss. And then she's over there all giddy, and, well, I lost interest after that to remember much else, other than she should have stood more on business then for her kids, because this was, mind you, after he just ditched Savannah for Christmas. Savannah, the minor at the time, who did absolutely nothing to him, and knew that she wasn't invited to Christmas. And I'm sorry, the girl looked sad on Christmas when they showed the video of them at, like, Janelle's, I think it was. Sure, maybe we don't know everything behind the scenes, but I don't know if I would have had any conversation with him until he made a real effort to make things right with my kids. Like Maddie. Maddie's been standing on business for Janelle. I mean, she's allowed Janelle to stay at her house. She has put her and Caleb's money, along with Janelle's, towards, like, the property and the business as well. And then it's like he don't have a relationship with Maddie, but I don't know. I feel like she should stand on business more for Maddie like she does for her. And then you add in Gabe. I will never get the, like, vision of that boy crying on national television.
Hold on, guys. You know what? And I want to go into because Whitney's saying the same thing. That Cody's left kidney is saying. You know, exactly. We can't get ourselves all worked up and worried about things that clearly they don't care about. And that's one of the weird things about it, is because at one point, the OG3 don't know what they done did, y'all. They don't know what they done did. There was a point where people were calling to the show, and I'm talking about you have folks who are ready to ride for these women. When I say ride, I'm talking about, in the car, loaded up in the car, nobody's smiling. And on the radio, you got In the Air Tonight from Phil Collins. Okay? Well, shit about to go down. Like, you have folks who are ready to ride out for these women. But as it turns out, they turn right around and it's like they don't care. Cody's a good guy. He was a great man. He's a great man. He's a wonderful father. You had people who was trying to put together bail money talking about they're going to go see this dude, right? Because they didn't like how they was doing the family. And then you have people in the family just like, well, we don't care. So I think that is actually going to be one of the things that potentially the cast members are going to have to contend with later. Because when you make it okay and I understand, like, there's a production reason why, TLC might even insist that the OG3 try to soften their rhetoric towards Cody and Robin and try to soften their positions on their images, because you're trying to set them up so that they can move into other things and or spinoffs, right? And you can't do that when they're basically villains. I get it. But I think that kind of like the first plan that TLC rolled out, and they wanted to target this show, gear this show more towards Cody and Robin's love affair, and make the OG3 the villains. That same calculation told them to say that the OG3 should now go back and say that Cody and Robin aren't that bad. And these are wonderful people. She's a wonderful mother. He's a fantastic father. He's attentive. He's a great lover. He just loves his wife, and he's down for the cause when it comes for his wife because he's such a fabulous husband. That calculation, I think, is going to drive the core of your audience from Sister Wives. It's going to turn them off. You spent 20 seasons telling us that the sky was blue. And now you're trying to come back and tell us that the sky isn't blue. The sky is actually fuchsia with yellow polka dots. And nobody is buying it. Because you're either going to frustrate your audience out, or you're going to piss your audience off. Either way, it's not going to it's not going to be good for any prospective shows that they plan on doing, or even storylines. Because again, this gets back into what I was saying earlier about integrity. Because you tell me things are away this whole time. Now you're trying to tell me that the thing that I understood it to be is not how it is meant to be, but you were being deceptive and you weren't being honest, and it's actually something else. Now I don't care what you're talking about. And I think that that's one of the struggles. But I done talked enough. Let me get back to Cody's left kidney with their next message.
Hey, James and everyone else on the show, live, whatever. Anyways, as usual, not much going on with this episode. I mean, Mary, honestly, was like the most interesting part. Now, that's not a good thing if Mary's the most interesting part. That whole thing was crazy. Like that fundraiser, I feel for Jen, of course. And I think it's a nice gesture to, want to raise funds. It just made no sense to me because it had like 30 people max. And then is it a normal thing to ride bicycles for one of these things? I'm just confused because, like, I've seen people kind of like rent a place, to have the event, do raffle and have the community donate items, things like that. Never saw like the pancake breakfast or whatever. And if Ron is not running for the hills after seeing Mary and her little green egg and ham skit over here, I do not like eggs fried. I do not like eggs scrambled. Sam, I am. And Amber, her friend, looked like she was just so done with her. Like, Amber, girl, go find you a Holiday Inn for the night, because I'd be getting away from Mary, too.
Oh, yeah, I think with the just to clarify, with the fundraiser, the reason why they had them riding bikes is because they rented them from Jen's business. They were trying to advertise for Jen's business. That's all it was. But I agree with you. Normally the pancake breakfast or whatever is just basically pancakes or breakfast foods, and sometimes it's not even that good. It's just it's charity. It's for charity. Like, you're not going there and be like, oh, I'm so hungry, I want some delicious breakfast meats. Like, that's not why you show up to the breakfast dinner, the pancake breakfast. You might actually leave a pancake breakfast, go home and make something. Like, you understand what I mean? Like, like, ooh, this ain't quite done. You ever have gray eggs? Oh, no, thank you. But actually, before we go to Cody's left kidney's next and final message, there was something. Danny Towns. Oh, okay. Yeah, Danny Towns just said, I watch a lot of the is this? Here we go. We'll go to this one. Ain't nobody buying what they're trying to tell us. The whole lot is a bunch of liars. I just like Janelle and Christine and OG13, but they're liars too. They spin off the narratives to meet their needs. I agree with that. Like, I think that it's not so much, because I don't think when I was saying that they're trying to reshape it and retell it to us, I don't think it's the YouTubers and the social media folks who are doing it. I think it's TLC. who is doing it. Flat out. I think it's TLC because, you know, Christine and Janelle spent the first year or so from season 17 all the way through to season like 19. They spent talking about how Cody's not this and Cody's terrible and blah, blah, blah. And horrible father. He's not present. Deadbeat dad. Christine came out and called him a deadbeat dad. Now on season 20, when the ratings start slipping, all of a sudden Cody's a good man. Cody's a good guy. And I've said this before. When we talk about spinoffs, I fell into it too. Oh, this is just pilot season. They're just trying to sample. This is what their spinoffs are going to look like. They're just trying to get a feel for whether they want to roll these into spinoffs. The truth of the matter is, I still kind of stand on that a little bit just from this respect. TLC will spin anything off. I've said this before. TLC will spin anything off. They have 18 versions of 90 Day Fiance. They don't give a shit about spinning a show off, especially a hit show, one of their more popular shows or flagship shows for their network, which Sister Wives is one of. Sister Wives is actually their flagship show. So they would have no problem spinning off. They will keep Sister Wives on air intact and run spinoffs of the separate cast member stories while they're getting ready for the Sister Wives big show. The problem that they have is that I think even TLC recognizes that a Robin and Cody show would be doomed to fail because they were seen as such villains. So as a response to that, instead of them going and doing the hard work, in fact, I have a video coming out about that's one of the videos I have coming out, how he could have repaired his, like the whole apology tour and the redemption arc, how it actually could have worked. I'm gonna reveal the secrets on how I think the shit actually could have worked. Right? It would have like made him a hero, but it would have been better than it is now. I ain't no miracle worker, but I think that they didn't want to do that hard work, so they're trying to dialogue their way into a new storyline. They're just trying to tell you that something is something. And the problem with, I've talked about this before, television is a media, visual art or visual medium. Okay. So in television, on stage, you get up and you tell people how you feel. You remind people about your history or things that have happened. You talk about it. And these are the great orators, right? Guys who can get up and tell it like a fantastic story, keep you riveted. That's why the difference between a stage actor and a screen actor. A screen actor, right? You have to show people. You show people. You don't tell them. You show them. So if you have if something is horrible or scary, you show people, like, you know, with facial expressions or something going on. You show people because it's a visual medium. The problem is that they have shown us for 20 seasons that Cody is a shit dad. They've shown us for 20 seasons that Cody is a neglectful, absentee father and husband. And now you're trying to tell us that Cody is a good guy. You're trying to tell us that Cody was an attentive husband and a present father. And it's just not going to work because of the medium that he is on. It will never work. You can't tell me, you know, you can't show me one thing and then tell me something else. Especially because, you know, like it or not, we've all grown up with television and we've had scenarios where there's subtext or people will say one thing and you can see from their facial expressions or see from the actions, resulting actions or things that are going on the story that the opposite is actually true. We're used to that. But because we're used to that, you coming out and saying something which is different than what we've seen, or especially over a long period of time, we just gonna go back to what we've seen. We're not dummies. It's just that, like, it's not gonna work. But thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate it. Let's go to the next. Wait, we had a super chat come through, I think. We had a Raiders Ma in the house. What's going on, Raiders Ma? How you doing? Shout out Raiders Ma. Boo-boo! $4.99 super chat. Look at Raiders Ma with with the winter gear on down in FL. Down in the flow rider with the winter gear. It must be like 70. She's ready for the Arctic breeze. She's like, it's about to crack 69 up in here. Oh man. Hopefully everybody's doing well down there, Raiders Mind. I have a feeling that Janelle will end up as Cody's side chick. And I hope they don't use G's pass and the grief of it all as an excuse to meet up and do the shaboinka boink. Look, I think that it's ready, it's lined up. And in my video, we talk about this. We're going to talk about it. But I agree with you. I hope that it doesn't work for a few reasons that I will point out in the video. I'll even give you a little sampling. One of the points I make is that if this were to work out, we feel betrayed because we riding for Janelle and like, what do you mean, girl? You about to go back to that fool? Right? But imagine if you one of her kids. Like, her kids rode hard for Janelle. In fact, part of the reason why her kids don't get along with their father is because they were riding hard for Janelle. They've lost relationship with one of their parents because they were riding for their mama. And then to have the mama turn around and basically betray that effort by going back to him, that could create issues. We'll say it that way. Create issues. So check out that video that I have coming out. I think I'm releasing that video tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that Janelle going back video and why she can't go back. I'm going to get into it. All right. My perspective, my opinion. But thank you so much, Raiders Mind. It's good to see you. Raiders Mind the house. Give you a little something, something. We had local art switch in the house with the $5 super chat. Laying down the law. There's problematic YouTube creators out there doing a better job recreating their image than TLC with Cody and Robin. It feels like they're failing on purpose. Yeah, I think, you know what? Because they can't get out of their way and they can't do, and this is one of the things that I want to talk about in my video. They can't do or refuse to do the very difficult thing, which is required of them to do in order for them to turn things around. Right? Because there is a way for them to do it, but they're not going to do it because it's too hard. And it's going to require more of them than just to get up and talk about, I'm a good person. You understand what I mean? Like if I do something wrong or horrible to you, I can't go back and say, you should get over it because I'm a good person. Right? Because especially if you're the person I did it to, you're probably gonna be like, well, I have a very good reason to think you're not a good person. But if you watch somebody, like if I'm sitting in a restaurant and a waiter walks up and slaps the fire out of the dude in the next booth, right? I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's probably a good guy. And the waiter turn around and be like, oh, don't worry about that. I'm a good guy. I'm good people. No, you're not. I don't know what's going on, but I'm kind of suspected you are the good person. I watched this dude for 20 seasons, him and his bride, do jacked up shit, not only to his former lovers and people he was in a relationship with and people he had commitments to, but to his kids. And then for somebody to come back and be like, he's a good guy. The only thing that makes me question, it doesn't make me question whether I'm wrong in my assessment that he's a good guy. It makes me question whether you know what a damn good person is. And I think that when we cut through the chase and you hear Christine and Janelle and even Mary come out and say, yeah, Cody's a good guy. He's a good man and this, that, and the other. The only thing that does is make me question you. It doesn't make me say, well, maybe we got it wrong. Maybe he is a good guy. It just makes me say, maybe you have no idea. And then the weird part is, not to get too far afield, but the weird part of it is that, especially with Christine talking about David, right? and she's saying that David is such a great guy and this, that, and other. If you're saying that Cody is a good guy, and then you say David's a good guy, the fact that you said Cody's a good guy really starts to hurt your assessment of David. It starts to make me question whether David's a good guy. David seems like a good guy. I'm not taking those shots at him. I'm just saying that, you know, it starts to make it suspect because your recommendations seem a little off. So I agree, local art switch. But yeah, check out that video I plan on dropping on Saturday. So I'm talking about Cody. But yeah, thank you so much. Let me give you a little something. Gotta find it though. Here it is. Yeah. But let's get back to the madness. Let's get back to the madness. Where are we? Oh, okay. We got one from Cody's left kidney.
Hello, part 2, I guess, to my unhinged reaction here. So we start off the episode, of course, with Cody being a manly man and, you know, I had a tiger playing or whatever. And then you got Robin coming in and he's like, thinks he's impressing her. He's like, I just did this workout or this workout. Are you 5 and telling your parents, Mom, watch this. Mom, watch this. Every 2 seconds? I mean, ew. Then he just wanted her to kiss him. And like, you just got to know. That upper lip is like sweating. He probably smells of taco meat and aftershave. My stepbrother said, because special forces or whatever, they were like, oh, I don't usually shower or whatever. He was smelling it up during there pretty much. And then the whole Christine thing at the discussion or whatever, you know, the what do you think of Vegas? I'd go for the free vacation, by the way, to talk. All of them apologize for that. How come they needed to get the exact table from like the Last Supper for this apology announcement or whatever?
Yeah, with that, I want to just go ahead and say, first of all, I have a gym in my basement, and I go to the gym, and I'm going to the gym with my wife. I've never gone to a gym or facility and tried to, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird to me. Like, baby, watch me pick up all these weights. Ugh, look at this. Yeah, girl. I'm fitting to break your back later. Like, creepy. Second, you know, I didn't think about it till left kidney said it. Cody's left kidney said it. But Cody say he don't be taking no showers. Is that why Robin's face was all jacked up when she walked in? Like, oh yeah, okay. She trying to breathe through her mouth, like she mouth breathing because she trying not to pass out up in there because he had the door down. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see you was running in that sweatshirt again. Lovely. And it smelled like a bag of wet onions. No, thank you. Girl, I had this on my back when I did 4 pull-ups. Like, okay, put your arms down. Okay, put your arms down. Let me show you. And she's like, okay, all right. You can get down now. He's like, hey, you want to sit down? No, I'm good standing. Because if I sit down, it's too easy for me to lay down. If I lay down, I ain't getting back up. I'm good. Thank you. So, I mean, you had that. So that's creepy as hell. But like the whole thing of him, like the workout thing, that again, that was supposed to be for you guys. It wasn't for me. That was for y'all. That was the thirst trap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Getting to see Cody's pectoral muscles flexing, you know, him stretching and throwing them weights around, doing his thing. Girl, look at me doing these weights. Oh, yeah. I'm doing these fake ass lateral raises improperly to demonstrate my humping and the bumping. And it's sweaty time. So yeah, just disturbing. But yeah, I could have walked in there. I'd have walked in and walked back out. My man was like, I'm gonna jump up here on this. do these pull-ups. Oh, hell no. No, get down. Where's your laundry basket? I don't see a dirty clothes basket. You just gonna wear that back out? That jacket with that sweater? Ugh. Hey, Darlene Hall, what's going on? Yeah. Well, I lost my train of thought, man. I was just thinking about it, just kind of. Why are we doing this again? And imagine, it's one thing. Now, here's another thing, y'all. Just occurred to me. It's one thing for you to do that in front of your wife. And, because she been with you for 15 years. She probably used to your funkiness, your funky ass ways, right? But you got camera people who've been in there. Like, it's one thing to film him out there running. Up and down the mountains and shit. That's one thing. But to get in that garage, like, pop that door. It's 20 below. I don't give a shit. I'd rather lose some toes than be up here with your funky ass. Like, this is crazy. Like, what are we doing? I need some hazard pay. Be up in this joint. Like, no way. Like, this is danger pay. We're in the danger zone up in there. Danger zone. This is nuts. Hopefully he put some deodorant on. Like, I don't know. That was kind of rough when he said that. I hope you guys got paid enough. That's yeah, guys like, I'm going back to filming nature channels. I'd rather be out there on the damn Serengeti fighting frostbite and polar bears on the Arctic Circle than down there messing around with Cody and them armpits. But next up, we got Cindy from Oz. Cindy from down under. Wishing everybody a good day. What's going on, Cindy? Here it is, Cindy.
G'day, James and the My Take family. It's Cindy from Oz. I'm finally calling in. I just wanted to start off by saying I really think Cody needs to be apologizing for taking all of the family funds to take care of Robin's needs. He needs to apologize to his kids for abandoning them for Robin and her family. I'm so glad they are all finally catching up to current times. Just wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the My Take family. Catch you later and have a great one.
Fantastic. Give a round of applause from Cindy from Oz. I wanted to upload some people with the first time call in. Cindy from Oz, she's an OG, triple OG member. She's been around forever. Cindy been around for a minute. But thanks for calling in, Cindy. One of these days, I will mess around and get you to call into the show now. I'll get you to call into the show. Yeah, one of the weird things is too, it's weird to me when you have like the machismo guys, the manosphere guys, and they always talk about like what it's like to be a man and the importance of being a man and being a manly man and what men do, and this is how men are greater and women are lesser, and because being a man is being a man, and I have the definition of a man and what it's like to be a man and masculinity, blah blah blah, right? And it always feel like they have to describe the thing that they're doing that is manly. But what I've always noticed, and this just goes back to like understanding like dynamics, like interpersonal dynamics, people's dynamics, and how human beings work. When you look at royalty and you enter into the throne room and you see a crown and you see a throne, and you say that these are the accoutrements of a king. A king puts on a crown, and he sits on a throne, and that's how you know he's king. The truth of the matter is a king no matter where he sits. And any hat he wears is a crown, because he doesn't make the items, or more to the point, the items don't make him. The crown doesn't make him king. The throne doesn't make him king. The throne doesn't make her a queen, or the crown doesn't make her a queen. What makes them royalty is just the fact that they are. And if you're a man, bruh, if you're a guy who's working out, this is what men do. If you're a man and you're working out, that is what men do, because you're a man and you're working out. So you're doing a thing and you are the thing. So it is what you do. I'm a woman, I work out. Okay, if you're a woman and you working out, yeah. So like, it's weird to me. Like he always has like these metrics of trying to prove that he's a man, and it has the direct opposite effect. By trying to prove you're something, you actually prove to the opposite. You prove the opposite is true. So like, that's always weird for me. It's weird for me watching it, because I know what it is. Like, I'm trying to impress these women and show them how manly I am because I'm a man. But if a woman's going to be impressed by you, she's going to be impressed by you. Full stop. Next up, we have, take care of some super chats. We have Megatron in the house, $5 super chat. TLC is sick of the Browns and their BS, so they are sabotaging the show on purpose to keep from renewing contracts. No way TLC production is this bad. I hope you're right, because this says a lot. And the fact that see, here's the thing. There is a lot of evidence to support what you're saying, Megatron. Because TLC, like I said, they spin off everything. They have spinoffs of spinoffs of spinoffs. Sister Wives has many spinoffs. Poly Family is spinoff. Seeking Sister Wives is a spinoff. My Five Wives, spinoff. But even Seeking Sister Wives has a spinoff. So they spun off a spinoff with Seeking Brother Husband. So, like I said, TLC has no shortage of trying to create content. And they aren't this bad. Now, the storylines, like I said, with 90 Day Fiance, do get kind of tacky and terrible, because after a while they start to go in a direction that ruins everything. But yeah, you're right. In the way they do stuff, even if they were trying to save them, it's like 1 minute they trying to save them, next minute they throwing them under the bus. And that kind of schizophrenic, non-direction of where you want to go, and that whiplash of like 1 minute Cody's a good man and a good father, next scene you guys show him being a shit father. Like, make up your mind what you're trying to do, unless you're trying to sabotage the show, which would make more sense. But thank you so much, Megatron. Appreciate you. Oh, shout out to Megatron. I got that too. Thank you so much. Let me get a little something. It will be making its first debut on the Saturday show. So I'll see you on Saturday, Megatron. We have Darlene Hall with the $5 super chat. Darlene Hall in the house. Darlene, actually, last Tuesday, Darlene gave some fantastic advice for people who have wounds, especially wounds that are having difficulty healing. If this applies to you, what she recommended was increasing your protein intake. Fantastic advice. Like, I didn't think about it before. Fantastic advice. Darlene Hall said, I wish Cody and Robin would find that crack in the earth out west and disappear in it. And TLC will probably send 3 or 4 producers right after them to try to find them. Get them back. And if it's something in there, then take a film crew with you. Maybe we can have a new reality show. Going down there seeking sister wives amongst the Morlocks. That was the time machine for those who don't remember. Reaching back, I forget the guy who wrote the book. But thank you so much, Darlene. We have Megatron gifted 1 My Take on Reality membership. Thank you so much, Megatron. If you guys are interested and you have the membership, make sure you have the the toggle switch click so that you're eligible for the free memberships if they're gifted. We have no control over who gets the membership. YouTube selects it, and it's completely random. But if you win one, you can definitely come and enjoy the Saturday roundtable. We have a great time. We talk about everything, not just sister wives, but we talk about whatever we talk about during the time. I pull everybody up, and we have like a full panel of people. We just have a full-on discussion. So thank you so much, Megatron. Let me give you a little something. Then we have hold on one second. One more, then we'll get to the other messages. Jody Periscala with the 1999 super chat. He may blame others and make excuses, but I think Special Forces was an eye-opener. Him trying to want the staff attention and love the attention he got, he may be being good. He may be in good shape, but mentally stunted. The interviews were all about him. Yeah, it's, the crazy part is that Special Forces, you would think, would do that for him. But the problem that I think he encountered is that once he left Special Forces, he got back into his echo chamber and his bubble with Robin. So anything that he would have learned would have been undone by her telling him that it was everybody else's fault. It's this person's fault or that person's fault, or they didn't understand you. They didn't give you a chance. They don't know who you are. Part of the reason why Cody and Robin, and even to the other effect, some of the other Brown members don't share a lot about themselves is because it's an easier denial when they do something wrong or worthy of criticism. It's easy to say, well, you just don't know me. You don't fully understand the full situation. So I try to keep as much information away from you as possible so that way I can always fall back on, you don't know everything. So therefore your criticisms of me are wrong or incorrect or based on insufficient evidence. And I think that that's what Cody is going to rely on. I think that while he was sitting there, I think he started to realize, because those guys, like it or not, there was a point during Special Forces, and we'll go over Special Forces after the season ends. There was a point during Special Forces where they genuinely were reading Cody, because an earmark of bad acting, like I said, acting is a visual medium, or screen acting is a visual medium. And a lot of times when people do bad acting, what they tend to do is they tend to try to dialogue or demonstrate whatever emotion, feeling, or action that they're having. Oh, I have a headache. I feel so bad about things, the way things worked out. And that's one of Cody's tells. That's actually one of Cody's tells. Is that when he starts to he's about to start crying, he starts sniffling and he rubs his face. That's what the bullshit is coming. And I think that when these guys do interrogations, they do military interrogation. So they look for stuff. Like, I'm looking at it from the perspective of a guy who enjoys entertainment, right? SAG member. I look at it from that respect. They're looking at it from the respect of, I'm going to ask you questions that you don't want to give me the answer, but I'm going to figure it out. And I'm going to do it on a national security level, a level of seriousness. And so when Cody, you can't bullshit those guys. It's hard for you to go there and just bullshit them and tell them like some old dumb stuff and think you're going to be there with 2 weeks with these guys and they're not going to pick up on your bullshit. No. So they was reading his ass like a book, and they understood that he was full of shit. And the other cast members being around him, because they don't owe him anything, and they don't buy into his like patriarchal thing, and he can't punish them with not coming around and all that. He's coming as a person, a complete person, trying to introduce himself into this group, and the group is looking at him like, no, thank you. So, like, I think he had a rough way to go on Special Forces. I agree with what Jody was saying. He had a rough way to go on Special Forces, but I'm hesitant to think he learned anything from it, especially because when he got off of Special Forces, the first thing he said was, I just said whatever I needed to say to get through whatever I was going through at the time. That's not necessarily what was happening on Special Forces, but I think that that's the reinforcement he received when he got home and got back around the people who put him in a position where he's at now. Like, namely Robin Brown. That's the one. But thank you so much, Jody. I appreciate you. Let me give you a little something. Thanks, Jody. I appreciate you. And let's get to some more of these messages. After these messages, we'll be right back. For those who used to watch those Saturday morning cartoons. Speaking of which, not speaking of which, but we got got all kinds of stuff going on. We got Sunny Bunny in the house. What's up, Sunny Bunny?
Hi, James. My tinfoil hat theory of this week is that I stand by my opinion that after Janelle had her conversation with Cody, I think she wanted back. And I think Miss Robin said, not on my watch. And then Cody had to go back and reject her. And then she was like, okay, bet, I'm going to get that spiritual release and be done with your ass. And I think that's what happened, in my opinion. I also feel like after this episode, a lot of people are going to be like, I think Christine is weak, just as weak as Janelle, blah, blah. I don't think that's right. As someone who has been around some narcissistic people, and I don't know for a fact that Cody is narcissistic, because I'm not, I can't diagnose nobody. I'm not a psychologist or anything. But I think, in my layman's opinion, that he is. And as someone who's been around narcissistic people, you know for a fact that you can get into a tailspin when one of them says, we need to talk. Because if you've been in a conversation with a narcissistic person, you know how lost you can feel, where up is down and down is up, and you don't know, and you feel like your moral compass is just screwed up in several different ways. And I think she's nervous about that, truly horrified.
I think that that's actually a fair assessment. I think that's a fair assessment, because part of the problem is that there's a saying, like a wise man questions where a fool is 100% sure, something to that effect. And it escapes me right now, but that's what it is that when you're talking to somebody, especially somebody like in Cody's position, he spends so much time and he's so arrogant and he's so confident in his bullshit that when you're sitting there talking to him, he makes you question, because most good people will question their actions. They're open to some level of criticism. If you say I did something wrong, I might step back and say, wow, that hurt your feelings. Let me explore or question what it is I did that may have hurt your feelings or caused you some form of distress. And if that's the case, I will explore it, I will examine it, and I will apologize. That's what good people do. You know what assholes do? I'm 100% right. Whatever I did was right. And if I was wrong, I was justified. and therefore I'm 100% right. And there's nothing you're ever going to be able to tell me that's going to make me shake that. And because I'm so sure of myself, my certainty makes you uncertain. And when you're used to dealing with that, especially over the course of decades, you're used to dealing with that and not having power in those situations. This is actually part of my third video that I have coming out on Sunday that I want to talk about. But essentially it's basically this. When David shows up, he's not just showing up because he's a nosy person. He's showing up to support Christine, and Christine may need that level of support of David showing up, because she might revert back to that person who felt powerless in this situation. So David being there is her support system and saying, you're not crazy. You're not wrong. You're not wrong for wanting to leave a relationship or a situation where you weren't being appreciated, where you were being mistreated, where you were being taken advantage of, where you were being taken for granted. You are 100% right. You are 100% right for you to seek your happiness the same way he went out and sought his and is still trying to protect his happiness. You have every right to be happy in this life, just like he does, right? And she may need to, like, you, even though you might go into the meeting knowing that, and you know, this is what you've been told and you feel this, but when you're sitting there, you may need to hear it again. You may need to hear it again. That affirmation. So I agree with that. And Teresa said, Lit Mom said, can we just talk about his mega arrogance? You have the honor of being you have the honor of being the first one. you wouldn't have what you have now if I had messed it up so bad. That comment, like for the first one, the arrogance of you have the high honor of being the first one you apologize to. The fact that I'm one of many should bother you. The fact that you have to give out so many apologies for the same type of shit should tell you all you need to know about yourself. I have the high honor of being the first person. Well, you have the extremely low honor and the pride and the pig's prize of being the ass who sat here and made a number of people feel like they were slighted. Good job. You kept it consistent. You were an asshole all the way through. The other part about it, let's talk about that for a second. You wouldn't have what you have if I hadn't messed it up so bad. I take that a little different, man to man. And again, this is one of the things I was going to talk about, one of the videos I got coming out this weekend. I take that a little different. And I take that as, you know, used goods. Like that's basically what you're saying. When you say shit like that, that's used goods. You know, you picking up my trash. You know what I mean? You got my rubbish. If I wouldn't have threw that away, you wouldn't have been able to pick that up. I didn't find value in it. I didn't value it because it was garbage and it was trash. But, you know, to each his own. Good luck with that trash. You understand what I mean? Like, that's how I take that shit. I take that as a shot. That's a shot. And so and you wonder why Cody have a rough time. And no, before we get into it, no, I don't buy that bullshit. Cody just says what's on his mind. He don't have no filter. No, they call that assholes. Because I bet you money. What I notice is people who say stuff like that. Well, I'm about to get on my box. I'm trying not to because I got other messages to go through. But here, just real quick. When people say stuff like that, oh, he just honest. He say what's on his mind. What I notice, and I've said this before, pet peeve. What I notice is that those honest people, they never honest with themselves. They never 100% honest. They just want to be honest and say some jacked up shit to you. And you're supposed to take it because they're being honest, but they're not honest with themselves. Because if you were truly a lover of honesty and integrity and truth, then I could speak the truth to you. So when you do the wrong thing, you would be the first person to be honest about what it is you did and be just as blunt and nasty about yourself as you're being with me. That's the first thing. So when you say that you're doing this because you're honest, you're full of shit. The second part is when somebody says that I am going to let you have this because I messed it up and I let you have it. You trying to tell me that she's not worth it. And instead of you doing that, just say you don't, you know what I mean? Don't come and apologize. If that's your attitude, don't apologize because you already back to doing the same shit you was doing before. So be honest with yourself there. Oh, Cody say what's on his mind and he don't be thinking about it. It's funny because when you sitting there with the military men and them dudes, you wasn't coming out your face with a whole bunch of reckless shit running off your lips. When you was standing in your skivvies and that dude had you hemmed up and he had you all gripped up in your shirt, you wasn't sitting there coming out of your mouth saying a whole bunch of wild ass shit. What happened? If you talk wild and reckless, I knew people talk wild and reckless. They talk wild and reckless no matter what's going on. They could be getting they could be getting stomped out. They still talking their shit because that's who they are. They just wild and reckless, right? If you're not that guy though, you're just an asshole because you say asshole stuff and then you want to hide behind. I'm just being honest. I just say what run through my mind. I don't have no filter. No, you're just an asshole because you do have a filter. Because when you're there with people who can challenge you or somebody who can say something back to you or somebody who has just as much power in the situation as you do, if not more, somehow you find a way to check yourself and curtail what it is you're talking about. When somebody has something you want, you find a way to curtail what it is you're saying and filter it through common damn sense. Because when you was begging Mary to come out to Arizona, where happened to the no filter then? Mary, I need you to sell your house, girl. You come out to Arizona, sell your house, come out there with that money. Let me put it in my bank. We could start our lives together. What happened to the no filter then? Mary, you sell your house. I'm going to take all your raggedy ass money and dump your raggedy ass on the side of the road because I don't care about you, girl. Oh, no filter. Don't give me that no filter shit. You got filters because you have a filter when you trying to con these women to get whatever you want. When you were sitting up there telling Christine that, oh yeah, if you take me for child support, they're gonna take your kid away and then take all your money out the bank. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. But Lip Mom had a super sticker, 1999 super sticker. Thank you so much, Lip Mom. Teresa, appreciate you. Teresa Skinner in the house. Call out your government name. I apologize if you didn't want me to do that. So look, I'm trying to stay low key now. He's like, I got the feds on my tail, James. You up here hollering my name out, snitch? Snitches get stitches and wind up in ditches, Mr. My take on reality. Thank you so much, Lip Mom. But I'm just trying to keep it real though. I'm just trying to keep it real. Because that pissed me off. You know what? Because I'm one of those people. I don't say be ruthlessly honest with other people. I think you have to be mindful of other people. If anything, I'm ruthlessly honest with myself. I'm ruthlessly honest with me. I try to be, right? But I'm not going to sit up here and just try to hurt people's feelings. For what? For what? How does that helping me on my journey? Oh yeah, I told him what I was thinking. I ain't got no filter. You're a fool. You know who doesn't have filters? Children and fools. Children because they don't know no better. Fools because they can't do no better. Okay, that's the only two people who don't have filters. So when you sit up there and say that Cody don't have a filter, you think you're passing him off as like some kind of, oh, you guys got to understand, he's really cool. He's just honest. He says what's on his mind. No, he's an idiot. If that's what you're saying, he's an idiot. So, and I know that's not what you mean. So stop freaking saying it. 100%. Robin looking right at you. Stop saying that shit. You make him sound stupid. Or I should say stupider than he actually sounds when he says stupid shit. He don't need no help. Stop helping him. But let me get back to these speak pipes. We have Sunny Bunny with her second message.
Like I mentioned, I've been in this situation before, and I see a lot of my anxiety and how because you never know what to expect. There's always some blind spot you weren't accounting for that they're going to throw at you and try to manipulate you. So I absolutely understand Christine when she says like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this and stuff like that. It's not because she's afraid like she's going to fall all the way back in love with him. I don't think it's that. It's, will I be able to confront the barrage of bullshit he's going to throw my way and the way he twists things? And especially after her saying that every big conversation that we've had has ended terribly, that she would expect something to go very, very wrong. And I will tell you, as a narcissist, having another person in the room just be objective and call you on your bullshit, it's your worst nightmare. And I will absolutely bet that having David there was not in Cody's plan. I don't think he invited him. I think Christine did for her safety and sanity. That is my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, that's her opinion. She's sticking to it, and I agree. I think that David was there for Christine's support system. I 100% agree that when you're dealing with narcissists, assholes, however you want to term it or categorize it, whatever difference it makes, when you're dealing with those kind of people, one of the more important things to them is to illustrate to other people how wrong and evil you are and how you're actually victimizing them. That's very important to them. So when you're sitting there and you have somebody, and that's also part of the reason why Cody is trying to villainize Christine. It's so important to him to villainize Christine. Oh, right now you happy that I've messed up and you got it as a lady, but in a little while you gonna want to punch me in the face, just like he sat there during one of the tell-alls and said, when we sit there years after, we'll get together, me and him will be sitting down playing video games, and he'll say like, bro, your ex-wife is crazy, and I said, yo, that's your problem now, bro. Like that whole thing. But it all starts from the premise that there's something wrong with her and she's the crazy one. Not that I messed up. Because again, what are we here for the apology for? If she's crazy, then what are you apologizing for? She's fucking crazy. She's out of her mind. So why are you apologizing? Why are you saying you sorry? Because you were put in a situation with a crazy person. So as soon as he would have said that, I might have been like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and finish my beer at the bar. Me and her, we're going to go ahead and roll out. I'm going to push my chair in and I'm going to leave. Because either I push my chair into the table or I stroke this bitch across your back. One of the two. So I'm going to just go ahead and finish my beer on the outside because I ain't trying to spend no time in Las Vegas jail. So I'm out of here. Because you're not going to like apologize. I don't like backhand apologies, and I apologize, and I don't like backhand compliments. Oh yeah, this is a nice house for you. this is a nice car that you can afford. Like no. Stop it. It's nice. Stop there. You know what I mean? Don't try no qualifiers and shit. That's where you get messed up at. But yeah, I 100% on thank you, Sunny Bunny. But we're gonna go on to the next person so I don't run this out too long. Because you guys like, shut up, James, you're going too far. Next up, we got Care Bear calling in. What's up, Care Bear?
Hi, community. It's Care Bear. How do you know you're done with the show? I live in Germany, so I'm 6 hours ahead, and I download it in the morning, and then I'm look very forward to watching Sister Wives. And I got in to the 4 minutes until Robin was saying her may about, it's sexy when he takes care of the kids. And I turned it off. I couldn't. I turned on the other show that I had downloaded. So it was the Great Wool Game of Wool, the knit show from Great Britain. It is fantastic. It is calming. It is soothing. And I don't even knit, but I enjoy it. So 4 hours later, I put it on again. I got 1.5 minutes into the show or further into the show, and I can't do it. Nope, I'm done. Thank you very much. I love this community. I am not done with the community. I will listen to you guys talk about it and discuss it, but I can't watch it anymore. My heart rate, my blood pressure, it just puts me into a really pissed off mood, and I can't deal with that anymore. So, yay, Game of Wool. Watch it. It's a fun show. Final is next week.
Care Bear said, I don't even knit. I'll be watching Game of Wool. I don't even knit. So, she like, I'll be watching Motor Trend Weekly and I don't even own a car. I'd rather do that than watch Sister Wives. Yeah, TLC once again. I know your interns are watching. Hello, interns. I'm just saying, like, guys, you're losing people. So You have nobody to blame but yourselves. Because even like some of the storylines are so like the whole thing, and I feel bad to one extent. I'll even go as far as this. I feel bad for Jen because her charity event, had it been sandwiched between actual storyline, it actually would have meant a lot more. But because the storylines now are so weak and watered down, when they come out with something as serious as, you know, Jen's husband is fighting cancer. Like I said, let's put some hearts in the chat. I didn't do it this time, but let's put some hearts in the chat for people who are fighting cancer, cancer survivors, and people who are related to people or friends with people or people in their circle who are fighting this terrible disease. Let's put some hearts in the chat for them to support, because it is it's a monster. Cancer is a monster. Okay, I lost a few friends to cancer, family members to cancer. It's rough. It's rough all the way around. But it's sad because even with that, you lose because they're not really doing much on the show, and the show isn't as riveting. Like there's not issues or whatever. You lose a lot of that traction. Even when you have worthy causes, you lose a lot of that traction. So respect to that. And like she said, like you put me off this show. Now I'm watching another show that I don't know nothing about, but it's more interesting than the show I've been watching. That's serious. If you're at TLC, that's serious. Like, so I'm just telling you. I know you don't want to listen to me because I'm just a lowly YouTuber doing my thing, making my ways. But you know what I mean? Oh wow, Kathy France. She said her stepfather had it 4 times. Damn, cancer would not leave him alone. It just kept coming back. That shit was like Jaws. Because every time he turned around, it's not safe to go back in the water. Said had it 4 times, and he said no chemo if he gets it again, and he's 90. And that's another thing, like, because the key, like the treatment is hell on wheels. It's hell on wheels. So like the disease itself is terrible. The treatment is terrible. Disease hurts. The treatment hurts. Everything hurts. It takes away from like just watching people, and it takes so much away from it. Like it's just so crazy. I don't want to get too much into it, but it takes so much away from you. You know. Yeah, Wendy says she would love to see more charity scenes like the cat rescue during Big G's special, but TLC wants drama only. Yeah, I think that you got to layer it. Like it can't be all drama all the time. Like that would just be terrible television. You know. It's almost like the rule of theater. Like so if you have a horror movie, it helps if you break the tension. That's why in most horror films you always have like the comedic relief, or like somebody who's a little more silly to lighten things a little bit, because you can't have people tense the whole way through. Dramas, suspense thrillers, the same thing. There has to be a comedic break. There has to be something to bring people down so that they can relax and get ready for what's next. Otherwise, it's just if you're on 10 the whole time, especially if it's a movie for 2 hours, you're on tension the whole time. You could only watch that movie once. It's unwatchable twice. It might be unwatchable the first time, but an hour of you just like, oh my god, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, that's too much. So you got to have like the ebbs and the flows. And I think that the charity stuff and the good cause stuff would be a way for them to be able to do it. I think that's fair, Wendy. Okay, Darlene Hall said, anyone affected by cancer on here, I love and pray for healing and peace. Absolutely. Yeah, but thank you guys for loading up the hearts, because like I said, it's a beast. And sometimes it just helps people who are going through hard things and may not even want to tell folks that they're going through these hard things. Just knowing that people are supportive of them means a lot, especially because when you have cancer and you're dealing with cancer, you aren't just getting cancer treatments. You are fighting cancer. You are in a fight. And it helps when you have people supporting you in those efforts, in that fight. And when people have your back and people are supporting you and they in your corner screaming your name out, telling you that you can do it. And I think that that's important. That's why I wanted the hearts in the chat. But thank you guys so much for doing that. Just, it's not, it's what we can do. But thank you so much. But every little bit, you never know who you're going to touch, because sometimes you might hit somebody who needed that. So thank you guys. Next up, we got Daisy Reyes up in the house.
Yo, James, if I was in Janelle's kid's position, I would be annoyed that she apologized for making everything about the kids and not giving Cody enough attention. Because, in my opinion, they didn't go to war hard enough for them kids, especially considering, with Truly and Aspen, and of course, her boys had been going through, besides, just the normal neglect that was normalized to the other children. And for her to apologize for that, it's just kind of like, yo, why did I go so hard for you? Why did I stand up for you if you're just going to say that, maybe you shouldn't have voiced. When she apologizes to me, that's saying, yo, I shouldn't have voiced how you was treating them. I shouldn't have, started all that shit. And it's just like, no, money, honey, you should have went harder.
Daisy with the sobering commentary this evening. Yeah, like I said earlier, like you had people who was, even some of the fans was ready to ride out on Cody. And I was feeling bad for Cody. I was kind of scared for you, Cody. I was scared. Like some of these people, boy, they catch you in them streets. They had some words for you, son. But yeah, it's when it comes to the kids, like I said, like the kids stand in that space. Like they were in a untenable situation where they felt like they were defending their mom, which is a horrible, and I'm not even trying to just play that as they stand up for their mama or whatever. That's a horrible situation for a child to feel like a child who should be in a position where they are cared for and protected by their parents feels like they have to take the position or role as the protector for their parents, the people who are supposed to protect them. You know what I mean? Like, imagine a scenario, and this probably isn't even close to the depth of what I want to say, but imagine a scenario where you're out somewhere and some shit start, and the cops show up, and some guys come out and they start saying some jacked up stuff to the cops, and the cops start looking scared, and you feel like you got to go out there and protect the police. What is going on? You out here with all the accoutrements, got the radio, the fire, the side fire, you know what I'm saying? The prom, you got the stick, the baton, you got the taser, you got you can run lightning through their ass like Thor up in here. Are you scared? And I gotta come out there and guys, leave him alone. Come on, guys. Give him his badge back. Come on. Act like you were raised, damn it. Like, what the? And you have a child who's like standing in the breach defending a mom when it should be the mom defending the kids and standing up for the kids and riding for the kids. It flips the script. And there, needless to say, there could be a sense of, and I'm not trying to make Janelle feel bad, but it's just, in that situation or somebody who is like a situation like Janelle would be in. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but I'm just trying to get you to understand the broader universe. There is a place where that child might feel betrayed because they're giving up a relationship for you, and you're telling them it's okay. And again, check out my video because I go a little more in depth in this, and there's a spin on that I put that I want to get your input on. All right, but thank you so much. Daisy, boy, she be coming in with some Daisy trying to break the internet. That's my girl, Daisy Reyes, y'all. Next up, we got Tanya Carter. Tanya Carter, Miss Carter.
So I'm listening to the interview with McKelty and Tony and Nose to Self. And McKelty explains how the house that they lived in Lehigh, the polygamous house, was on a street, like basically in a neighborhood full of other polygamous families. And they were very comfortable there because they could go outside and play with the other polygamous kids. They could knock on their doors, go to in their house. And she said their home was actually one of the smaller homes in that neighborhood with the three wives inside one home, that most of the other homes had like 4 or 5 wives built into that home. So I'm sitting here thinking now, we were freaking lied to. Like, we already know that, but it's like it just keeps unraveling that they're sitting there in that second season or whatever talking about, oh, we got to get out of here. The police are knocking on our door, and Robin's like, this isn't the America I knew. And then it shows like the camera people coming up to the door and looking in the window, and the media's searching us out. Okay, why are they only searching your family out? So you're telling me that the police and the media are looking and hounding your house in a neighborhood full of polygamists? Come on. Like, it just gets more and more ridiculous. I'm done.
Why the police keep picking on me? Because you breaking the law. Like, that's awesome. Everybody on the block got it. He's got a little tiny ass polygamous house. They only got 3 wives over there, 18 kids. This guy down the street, he got 10 wives, kids falling out of trees. And the police, he said the police driving down the street. How you know they looking at you? They might be getting ready, a whole raid ready to take the whole street out. Like, unless they pull up in a school bus, you guys are good. Like, and that's another thing. There was a squad car driving down the street. Who they putting in the squad car? You got 18 kids, 4 wives, 5 adults. Like, who they putting in a squad car? The most you can get in the back of one of them cars is 3 people reasonably, because everybody has to wear a seatbelt. You got 3 people. Yeah, now if you see like a whole caravan of squad cars coming down the road, and like I said, they commandeer a school bus and they showing up with the prison yard school bus, then yeah, you had the hell up because it's going down. Okay. But yeah, you can, man. They drove by, the motorcycle man drove by twice. He trying to get us, y'all. If you don't stop, if you don't put that down, whatever you smoking, toking, drinking, or sipping, you need to stop. Okay, you've had enough. You're done. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and call you a cab. Get your ass home. Cause you are cut off. You paranoid as shit. They coming to get me, yo. Dude, they have to drive by. They passing. They passing people who breaking the law way more than you. Oh man, but Tanya had another one. Miss Kata popping the number 2.
And then the scene where this had me on the floor when Cody was working out and Robin came in and he was like, sit down over here. Let me tell you how it went with Janelle. Like, they didn't already talk about it. And he was like, you know, I sat with her and I have something to confess, that I want to apologize for. Robin's face lit up like, oh shit, what do you have to tell me? Like, almost like she assumed like he slept with Janelle. That was the look on her face, like, oh shit, what are you about to tell me? You slept with Janelle? And then he looks at her and he's like, no, that's what I said to Janelle when I started my apology. And then like her face calmed down, like, oh, okay, continue. Robin knows her shit ain't secure. Like, she knows at any moment if Janelle was really like, Cody, let's do it, Cody would be flying back over there and doing it. Like, because she looked scared when he first sat down and said it. The way he said it, she was like, oh shit, what are you saying to me right now?
Could you imagine Janelle today talking to Robin? Janelle, hello. I like to talk to you about what happened with you and Cody. That's just a one-off thing. Like, look here, Robin. I'm gonna tell you like this. Your dude chose me. I hang up the phone or bang. Oh shit. Robin be screaming her ass off. She be pulling her hair out. No, he did. He loves me. He loves my kitty cat. He loves the Thundercat. Girl, I've been wearing his ass out since 1990. you was in grade school, what, middle school or whatever, when I was tearing his doors off. Are you kidding me? Curling his toes up. That's why his hair curly. You're welcome. Could you imagine if Cody would have told her that? Yeah, I just had to dip my toes back in Lake Minnetonka one more time, see what that thing was about. Robin she might have picked that book bag up and took Cody ass out. Okay. Because you know how it is. Them ladies, boy, they be sitting there, oh, this bag is so heavy. You say something wild about your neck. See how strong they get. She had the hammers of Thor hit you across your back. Cody be in there telling them damn TLC guys, that film crew, call somebody, please. Oh, get off me. Then he gotta go outside. He be on the Manosphere channels talk about, I'm a man, but when she went at me, normally I would defend myself, but because she was a lady, I didn't do nothing, I just let it happen. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You was losing that fight. That's why you bit her twice. Because nobody start off biting. Nobody start the fight off biting. You bit Robin twice in the ankles. How she get bit on the legs? Because she done beat you down with that backpack. Get off me, please. No, buddy. He better not go there and mess up telling her that he was messing around with Janelle. That better be a secret he take to his grave. Because Robin do not look like she trying to play that shit at all. At all. Because there's one thing when you come in and you think you riding on a young girl tip. Like, I'm young, I'm fresh, I'm new, I got that new boom boom. Okay, he can't live without it. But then he done knocked you down for 15 years now? It ain't new no more. It ain't new no more. Okay? The new car smell is long gone. So he go back to the Old Faithful. You know what it is. When he leave you and he go back to Old Faithful, you know your ass in trouble, son. You know there's a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Because Janelle getting hit him with that turbo boost, boy. He don't know what's going on. And somebody, I think it was Cody's Left Kitty. She mentioned that when he went to the dinner back in season 18? And he was all excited, like, ooh, I'm taking Janelle out for her birthday. I'm hoping I get a kiss. I'm excited. You know what I mean? He thought he was getting something. My man was flying around that damn. His hair was flipping, Oh, he was excited. So no, Robin is not safe. You are not safe because Cody's missing something over that way. Let's keep it all the way a buck. He missing something down that way. That's just the feeling I have. I have no proof for it, allegedly. Put that in there, allegedly. We just joking, y'all. I'm clowning. Darlene Hall with the $5 super chat said, James, I don't live by violence, but I want to see someone kick Cody's ass. I would pay to see that. Well, I don't want to see nobody beat him, but I joke about it with him getting Tiger Woods up in there. Like, those who don't know, that's how Tiger got retired. Oh, I got in a car accident. Yeah, you got in a car accident. Let's see. You got in a car accident right after you cheated on your wife and she found out. Then all of a sudden you have all these back issues. No, she done hit your ass 3-4 times with a 9-iron, bro. That's a 9-iron injury. Okay. She took his ass out of golf. She said, oh, you want to go down where's he at? Hooters? You like the Hooters? I'm gonna give you some hollers. She was cranking his ass out. Ford, bow. You think she was saying that like hitting with the clubs? Ford, bow. Ford, bow. Tune his ass up. Well, thank you so much, Darlene Hall. Let me give you a little something, something. I might get myself in trouble with YouTube. YouTube be like, your ass is you out of control, Mr. James. We just having fun. We just joshing. All right, Kathy. Drive safe. Oh, wow. Drive safe, Kathy. Hopefully you're doing well, too. Is Miss Betty in the house? Did she come in? Let's get some hearts in the chat for Miss Betty. Her husband's going through some things. You know, not really my place to put our business in the street, but I just want to give her some love and some support. You know, she's not here. Let her know we thinking about her. She watches the re-up or whatever, the rewatch. She know we was pulling for her. Cindy from Oz. Cindy from Oz, $7.99 super chat. Said Janelle did tell Cody to turn off the camera in the car for the birthday dinner. Yeah, she did. She's like, turn off the camera and light a candle. Yeah, she was ready to get into it. You're about to put me in a romantic mood. Let's start. What do you say? Let's take a shower. A shower together. That's my John, boy. I wash your body, you wash mine. Yeah, boy, that Teddy P. Rub me down. Some of them hot oil, baby. That's how you know. She's like, look, I ain't trying to make no. I'm a TV star, but I ain't trying to be a movie star, if you feel me. So we need to go ahead and turn them cameras off so we can enjoy ourselves. Cody's like, oh, okay. And when he left, boy, my man was mad. His teeth was blue. Okay. he pulled back up. His teeth was blue. My man was pissed. He was like, oh man, I thought we was about to get into it. She said, turn the cameras off, son. I thought it was about to be on and popping. And she actually wanted to eat food. What the hell? Got me out here spending all my money. She was like, that's just the deposit on the money you owe me. It's like, I took you out to dinner. No, with as much money as you owe me, I took myself out to dinner. Thank you very much. Like, how you gonna borrow money from me and take me out for my birthday dinner and expect some goodies? Like, are you crazy? That's not how this works. But thank you so much, Cindy. Appreciate you. I'll tell you. What's this? Julianne Kinko said, Kinkle said Janelle is the one who said in a previous tell-all that Cody parrots narcissist tendencies and reveals he loves bombs, so he should have been more prepared for his intensity with her. Yeah. I think he just expected her to melt like she kind of what she did, you know. I'm just telling you. We got, man. Let's get back into it. Where we at? I got I think I have one more Tanya Kata. Miss Kata in the house.
Hey, Tanya Carter again. I love your content that you put out this week, covering Pop Psych. The last one that I watched was today, Wednesday, where McKelty was talking about being a package deal. I disagree with Tony. I feel like Tony always inputs way too much of his opinion into something that, yeah, he came in to the family and maybe he saw some things, but he's been so wishy-washy. I mean, he was all up Cody's ass and Robin's. So for him now to kind of be like, yeah, they did us wrong and blah, blah, blah. And now he's on like, on the other side of the fence, but then still try to put one toe over there. Like, you're just like your dad. He wants Robin as a package deal you know, to reconcile, and you want your siblings as a package deal. It's not the same fucking thing, Tony. Like, honestly, just as you say, if he breaks up with Robin tomorrow, it's going to be a betrayal if she tries to have a relationship with her. The children came first, okay? Before Robin's ass came in there. You need to repair your relationship with your children, minus Robin. They don't have to have a relationship with their stepmother, but they need a relationship with their father. You don't have to force Robin down their throat.
100%. 100%. Look, and I'm going to say this in a video that I've coming out, but that's my problem. I be giving away too much. I said that all the time. You give away too much. You give away the store. But the whole point is that when it comes down to it, you have to be the person that you want. You be the change. You be the change. So if you want something different, you want everybody to start respecting everybody else, and you want people to start respecting your wife, you want your wife to have a relationship with your kids, have a relationship with your kids, and through you and your relationship with your kids, your wife then will have a pathway to have a relationship with your kids. That's how it has to go. So when I was talking about the whole thing with Tony and McKelty and the Pop Psych interview, and they were basically saying like, oh, well, it's the same as like Cody saying you have to accept my wife, as McKelty saying if you want me, you have to accept my brothers and sisters, your kids. She's not even saying, Dad, you have to accept the kids from David. You have to accept David's kids if you want me to hang out with you. That's not what she's saying. She's saying, I want you to treat your kids right. I want you to treat my brothers and sisters right. Because if not, like if we put it in a real sense, just on this one part, and then I'm going to go on because I don't want to drag you guys out too long. But if you put it in just a one part, McKelty still has to have a relationship with her brothers and sisters. How do I go back to my brothers and sisters and say, yeah, my dad thinks, our dad thinks that I'm worthwhile and I'm worth the effort and I'm worth talking to, but he has no interest in talking to you. Hey, by the way, can I come over to your house for the Thanksgiving or barbecue or Christmas? That makes holidays, family reunions, and hangouts fucked up. Like, it's crazy. And regardless of whether you try to stay neutral or not, this is one of the other things I talked about in those videos. Whether you try to stay neutral or not, or fair, and I'm not trying to get in between y'all, there is going to come a point where you're going to be asked to pick a side. You're going to be asked to pick a side because you can't sit here and watch dad treat brother one and sister one jacked up, and then I'm going to sit here and pretend like he didn't do nothing wrong. You see what he's doing. And so either you're going to call it out and you're going to stand on it, or you're going to ride with it. Go sit with your friend. And I think that's kind of where, like, that's the unrelenting, unforgiving position that he's putting McKelty in, because he's not trying to have a relationship with the other kids, and he's not wanting to put that effort in with the other kids. You're putting her in a hard spot, and it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. There's Cody and Rob, like Cody, the kids accepting Robin the same way McKelty is asking Cody to accept his other kids. These are your kids, bro. Your kids. So let's not pretend like you doing us a favor. These are your babies. But we'll go on to the next person, which is Becky. All right, Becky, let's see what you got. Hit us, Becky.
Hi, James. This is Becky. And I just wanted to make a comment about something that I noticed in this last episode when Christine and David were sitting at the table with Cody. And Cody made the comment that if I hadn't have been basically such a jerk, you guys wouldn't have each other right now, or something like that. And then he looked at David and he said, one day you may want to punch me in the nose, but right now you might be happy. And I remembered a comment that he made after Christine left him, where he said that one day him and her new husband would be playing video games together, and the guy would look at him and say, "Dude, your ex-wife is crazy." And Cody said that he would look back at him and say, "Dude, she's your problem now. She's not my problem anymore." And that just gets me, how he seems to think that Christine is someone that was impossible, and that one day David is going to regret that he ever married this crazy bitch. And that is so derogatory toward Christine to have said that while sitting at the table with her husband. I haven't heard anybody else comment on that, but it has bugged me ever since. I'd like to hear what you have to say about it, James.
Like I said, I'm 100% with you. Actually, it's funny that you said exactly what I was saying. That's awesome. Great minds think alike. You saw it here tonight. 100%. Like I said, with the whole thing, I take that comment that he said about you lucky I broke up with her because you wouldn't have got her if I wouldn't have dumped. Basically, if I wouldn't have dumped her ass, or I would have been treating her wrong. If I would have, because at the end of the day, Cody's not looking at the relationship like he was investing in Christine and he was pouring everything he had into Christine. He loved Christine with everything he had. And then all of a sudden, Christine decided that he wasn't enough because he broke up. He wasn't enough, so she broke up with him. He's looking at it like, you were obligated to me and I was giving you more than you deserved. And your ass is ungrateful for everything I was giving to you, but I wasn't really into you like that. So the fact that you left, it's more of a shot to my ego, but it's not because you didn't leave because I was wrong. This is how Cody's looking at it. So he's looking at it like, basically, I dumped her or I got rid of her because I didn't want her. And you lucky I threw her away so that you could find her, dust off, and pick her ass up because she's trash. And that's the way I see it. And that, again, at that point, that's when the conversation goes left. Because what you're not going to do, like I said, you're not going to sit here. And this is, and I feel David in this position. Again, this is one of the things I want to talk about this weekend. But in this video, but I feel David in the sense that if you are going with your partner to support her in this, what I'm not going to do as her support system and as her partner is sit here and let you try to talk to her, demean her, and belittle her the way you used to. Because that's what we're at now, where we are now. I'm giving away the farm again. But where we are now this is the new beginning. We're starting over. We're starting from scratch. So the way you used to do things, we're no longer doing those things that way anymore. So you need to become acclimated to the new way that we're doing shit. And what we're going to do moving forward is you're not going to sit here and talk shit to her. You're not going to make her feel less than. You're not going to make her feel like she's ugly and she's not worthy of good things or a good relationship or a good man in her life. You're not going to do that. Not while I'm alive, not while I'm above ground, and not while I draw breath. So we need to figure that part out. And then we can get into your little, and then that also turns it, because when you start to go into your little bullshit ass apology, how do you apologize to me for the shit that you did wrong when you were literally just 2 seconds ago just did the shit just now? I called you here to a different state. Both of us neither one of us are in our home states. We both traveled to a different state so that I could organize an apology. And before I apologize for the thing that I did wrong, that I want to apologize for, I'm going to do that thing now, today, right before I apologize for doing it 2 years ago. Are you crazy? Are you out your damn mind? And you talking about some beers? Oh yeah, you guys might want to slug those Jimmy Jones down. Psh, what were you doing in the parking lot if you think that that's going to fly? You lunatic. Like you must not even, your feet ain't even touched the ground. You coming in this bad boy looking like Dracula, just floating across the room, because you must be high as shit if you think you going to get away with that. Ain't no way in the world. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But yet I digress. Yet I digress. I said I wasn't going to go crazy, but I went crazy. Oh, Jody Paris Scholar with the $4.99 super chat said, I asked Notes to Self about using the mom to intervene with kids. She said, for sure. I don't think he wants to be confronted. And I think that 100%. Like, from what I gather with conversation with Notes to Self, watching their content and talking to them, what I see in a lot of what Cody was saying, and even in other subject matters from people from these groups, it's commonplace that it's on the mom. A lot of these relationships are not vested in the father to maintain. It's on the mom to maintain a lot of these relationships. She's the go-between, the go-through. She's the one that they use to make sure that the kids are in order, kids are in line, and the kids are following behind what the father dictates, right? So it wouldn't be out of step for him to reach out to Christine, Mary, and Janelle to try to create a bridge back to his kids. 100%. I can see that. I don't agree with it. I 100% disagree with that notion or that idea, because I take the position that my relationship with my kids is my responsibility. It's not up to my wife to maintain my relationship with my kids. And here's the thing. And I say that, not just as an adult, but I say this from the selfish side of it and from the practical side of it. I don't trust anybody else to maintain my relationship. It's my relationship, because if I have to go through somebody else and I have to ask somebody else to do it, they can do whatever they want to do. I don't want to rely on anybody else to maintain my relationships. I will maintain my relationships. I will do what I need to do to keep my relationships going. I'm not going to rely on somebody else. Hey, could you go tell the kids that I'm downstairs and I want to talk to them for me? No, I want to talk to my kids. I call them, hey, come here, I want to talk to you. Sit there, have a conversation. I have a conversation with them, because it's my relationship to maintain. It's on me. And it's not, I'm not going to sign that or co-sign it or contract out to somebody else to do. It's ridiculous. Like, maintain your own shit. Be an adult. You made babies, so you want to play the adult and making people act like the damn adult all the way through, 100%. But thank you so much, Jody. Let me get a little something. All right, guys, I'm gonna get back into it. Like, James, you talk too damn much. Next up, we got make sure I'm on the right place. Yeah, we got Rose up next. Here we go, Rose.
Hi, James. This is Rose from Winnipeg. Love
All
ya.
right.
Want your opinion on something. I'm starting to not believe McKelty so much, because if Mary was so abusive to McKelty, even verbally, why would Robin let her kids hang out with Mary? You know how she babies her kids. There's no way she would let Mary hang around if she was abusive to children. I think McKelty may be just wanting attention. She's always wanted attention. Maybe she honestly believes that. But I don't find it hard to believe, especially with Robin letting her kids see Mary. And Robin would know, because McKelty would have told her. Just my opinion. What's your opinion? Thank you. Bye.
Rose got like she come in, boy. She Rose from Winnipeg. She come in, drop some bombs, and be like, "All right, let me know." I love it. Look, I'll say this: the thing that pains me about a lot of the allegations towards Mary is that, like, just from me, and this is like maybe it's a personal failing or whatever. I don't know. But for me, there's three despicable human beings on the planet, really four. Like, I don't like bullies, and usually bullies can take the form of, at its root, I don't like bullies, but it could have an iteration of people who pick on children, people who have attraction towards children, if you understand what I'm saying. people who take other people's autonomy, people who force themselves on other people. If you grapist, grapist, those type people, zero F's given when bad things happen to those individuals. But when it comes down to it, I take those allegations deadly serious. As well as I think they should be taken deadly serious. One of the problems I have is I don't like to play around with it. So if it's something that you just don't like somebody, I can handle the fact that you don't like somebody, or you think somebody's a jerk, or you didn't like the way they talked to you or raised you or whatever the case may be. And if you just say that I don't like them, I'm cool with that. But I take exception when you accuse somebody of something and I'm not hearing, because I want to believe you. It goes back to what I said. I want to be able to act off of you saying it from the jump. This is what happened. But I need to hear what it is you're saying that they did. I don't really care for the implication of it all. They're like, oh, I could tell you a story. And if I told you this, it could be bad, but I'm not going to tell you nothing. And I'm going to leave you to your own imaginations. But I'm going to hint that this happened, wink, wink. Like, I think that could be a little rough, And I just want to hear, like, I'm trying to, and I think that most people are like that because they're trying to give every opportunity. Like, I haven't heard it, like, people will say that I don't believe it or I question it or whatever the case may be. But I think that the carpet or the rug is still out. The mat is still out. The hand is still out, saying that if you have something that you want to say it. You know what I mean? Because we want to hear it. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, one of the things, maybe McKelty's right. McKelty's right on the fact that if it did come out that Mary was doing something that was physically, jacked up to the children or whatever, I wouldn't support the channel. I want to say I might not support the channel. I wouldn't support it because I started watching Poly Family when I found out about the allegations with the one guy the one husband that was on the show. I'm not going to support that. So, and I'm not going to put money in their pockets. So it's just, I think that's where it kind of comes to the head. Like, if you're going to say this about somebody, let's hear it. Let's vet it. Let's talk about it. If you guys are thinking about your career, I think that's the wrong place to start. But if at the same time, I think that they would have support in being able to continue with their TV appearances and all that. It just might be minus one person who is offending party. But it doesn't, to Rose's point, like, it doesn't bode well if you have somebody like a Robin who will look out for her kids, still have her kids around, right? Mary or whatever. So, I mean, that's just one more log on the fire. But Rose had another one. Rose from Winnipeg had another one. Let's check it out.
Hi, James. This is Rose again. Just another thing, just another opinion. Maddie and Peyton also were complaining about Mary. This is just my opinion. Christine admitted that she never disciplined her kids. She let them do what they want. If Mary was taking care of those kids, we all know that Mary doesn't tolerate a lot of stuff. If they're going to act up, she's going to do something about it. I believe, this is just my thought, I believe those three kids, McKelty and Peyton and Maddie, were feisty. And they instigated things and started things. Mary didn't tolerate it. She might have been a bit loud and yelled at them, put them in their place, disciplined them, heaven forbid. And the kids didn't like it. That's their version of abuse, in my opinion. What do you think? Thank you. Bye.
I mean, I think that that's a fair assessment. I think that because, again, we're kind of, a lot of this stuff is, I also take note that a lot of this that we're discussing is all from one person's viewpoint. It's from the viewpoint of children who are in a certain circumstance and how they feel about it. We haven't heard from Mary. And it should also be noted, that this is actually one of the complications. I feel like we're about to get into it. This is one of the complications of having multiple people raising your kids, right? In a situation where you don't have agreement. Now, this multiplicity could actually come down to two people. It could be a coupling, because if you have one of the things that they typically do when you're talking about getting married, they have like these counseling sessions. Usually, if you get married in a church, they'll have counseling sessions where you guys are supposed to talk about things that normally some people may not talk about, like money. How do you approach money? How do you approach debt? How do you approach savings? How do you approach spending? How do you approach children? How many kids do you want? Do you want kids? When you have kids, how are you going to discipline them? Are you the rock-ribbed corporal punishment person? Are you the timeout? We're gonna have like little check marks on a refrigerator and stars on the forehead, type of discipline. We need to talk those things out and figure those things out. The problem is if you have like a bunch of people who apparently it doesn't seem like they had a whole lot of conversations about how they wanted to go about things. So everybody's coming into the situation thinking that they have the right way about doing it. Right. So if you have, just as an example, I don't know, I wasn't there. If you have Christine and she's saying, I'm going to let my kids be free and they're going to be like nature children, they're going to raise themselves because I want to be strong and independent, have their own minds and be free is like weeds, and they'll just grow in their own natural thing with the sunlight. They'll just rise up and be beautiful. Right. And then you have Mary, who says that you have, as a parent, as an adult, you have to guide your children to get them to do what you need them to do so that they can be better. Those two types of parenting styles, we can debate which one is better, which one is worse, which ones have pluses, minuses, whatever. But at the end of the day, they may not be compatible. And if you're a child who is raised in a household where, like, flower child household, we'll call it that, where everything is sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns, and you basically discipline yourself. What do you think you did wrong? I think I did that wrong because I was being ignorant. What do you think your punishment should be? I should go sit in a corner for 10 seconds. Go do that. Right? Versus go to your room. Right? When you get to the go to your room parent, or go, you finish dinner, go sit downstairs, and she's sitting downstairs, to her, that could come off as mistreatment, because she's used to a mom who tells her that everything she does is okay. So with that being said, like, this is one of the struggles that I have with trying to understand exactly what was going on, because it's very, like, some of the stories I heard, to be honest with you, I can see both sides of it. And I can see where it could be bad, and I can see where it could be not so bad. So if you have different parents and different parenting styles, everybody's not on the same page. It certainly hurts if you have a parent who's like, you're going to be punished. You can't watch TV. You got to do your homework. You don't miss no assignments, da, 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 da. And then their mom or dad comes home and they say, what did you do? Oh, you skipped fifth period? Girl, I used to miss all day. They had the truant police in my house every other week. Girl, go upstairs and play your video game, and here's your phone back. That kind of undermining only reinforces that the other parent did something wrong. So, I mean, we have to, that's something that we'll have to discuss moving forward. I think that it's something that deserves to be looked at, especially before we start labeling or categorizing people with certain things. But let's keep the show rolling. Next up, we did Rose. Next up, we got Candace. Candace in the house.
Hi, James. It's Candace. I just wanted to give a shout out and commend you and your community and all the strong ladies. Linda, Megatron, Brittany Not Brick, Carmel Cutie, Betty. Oh, I can't think of everybody, but there's so many that are like really give like good feedback. And your community really is like And I can think of one other YouTube platform that where they call things out in a real way. But anyway, I just feel like this show is just so toxic, and there's so much that's going on that's so wrong that fills me with such rage. And all I want is justice for these women, for the OG3, the OG13 kids. And it's so frustrating watching it, seeing week by week. Like, you think, like, these women are getting stronger and they're going to, like, really, like, call the shit out. And they don't. They just keep going along with it and letting Cody play his games. And it just frustrates me because I feel like I'm on this roller coaster and getting whiplash, like thinking they're going to stand up for once. And they really never do. Anyway.
Yeah, this is actually a weird part of where they are. They have to, like, at some point, we've been down the road of watching them trying to piece the family back together again. So I think as a community, we're ready for something new. And they have to start rolling the new stuff. Are they going to get lost in the sauce? Because, a lot of the people feel, they're like, the fans just feel battle weary. Like they've been fighting this fight for 20 seasons, and they're just battle weary. They're tired of fighting the same fight, and having the same arguments. So I think that fatigue is what's actually causing a lot of the depreciation in the ratings and everything else, and the interest in the show overall, is because, how many times can we fight the same fight? I mean, that's real life sometimes. Like, people just keep getting their cycles, but it's rough on television. But Candace had another message. Let's listen to that.
Again. Anyway, so it's just frustrating me watching it. And I get so angry and filled with it like triggers things in me, probably from my like own personal life experiences in my family with some toxicity. And I think it might make for a boring show, but I think that showing that these women can like stand up for themselves and not just be coerced by the production and Cody and Robin, let them push back, but they're probably not strong enough to do it. But if they were to stand up and say to Cody, no, I'm not going to meet with you. I'm not going to break bread with you. And you need to make it right with your children. Forget about me. Go talk to your children. And sure, they don't have these like dramatic moments. There's no dramatic moments anyway, but it would send the message to other women going through these like toxic situations that they can stand up for themselves, and it would be a teaching moment. But of course, TLC is never going to do that. But I'm just like, I feel like I'm starting to feel the ick factor and gross watching the show. And I'm like, why am I watching this? And I'm in it now, but it just feels really gross to me. And I don't know. I'm glad I have your.
Sorry to cut off on her, but yeah, I feel what she's saying. Because I think that ultimately one of the powerhouse things of, Christine's story, or Janelle's story, Mary's story, is that they are in a unique position where sometimes, community and association is a powerful thing, because your friends and people you associate with have a possibility of, or have the tendency or the ability to make things possible for you. So if you see your friends, like you're in a bad relationship or a shitty relationship, and you see your friend who is in a shitty relationship walk away from that relationship and they're okay, it encourages you and shows you what's possible. Just like if you have a friend who, when you guys are young and they go out and buy a car, all of a sudden car ownership is possible. You have a friend who buys a home, home ownership is possible. Right, getting a good job, doing that's why association is so powerful. And like same, like kind of what Candace was saying, these ladies can be that conduit where they show you what's possible. You don't have to be in these bad situations. You don't have to be taken advantage of. You don't have to be taken for granted. You don't have to sit here and serve a person who doesn't give a shit about you or your kids. it's possible for you to leave. And I think that is a kind of a message that gets lost sometimes with a lot of the back and forth. And I get because in reality, people leave relationships all the time and they feel bad about leaving those relationships. It's hard, it's difficult. Sometimes it's frustrating because, the devil, I know him, I know her, and I know what I don't like about them. Do I want to meet somebody else and have a new whole host of problems? So is it better for me just to stay where I am? I get that. But I do think that message could be there and it could be delivered. So thank you very much for that, Candace. Next up, we got Sharon in the house.
Hi, James. Sharon here. Just wanted to touch base on where Cody was saying about Jen and how he couldn't help but see her as a nemesis because she encouraged Mary to leave, or was kept encouraging Mary to leave. She didn't encourage her to leave as much as you did, Cody. Hello. Also, I still wanted to hear your take on McKelty and Robin and what she was feeling about that, and how she was wondering how her feelings was. I went back and tried to watch the second one again, and it's, for some reason, it's cut that front part off. I don't know where, if YouTube messed up or what. So yeah, I just don't know. I felt like that, people's intentions means a whole lot. So her not wanting to have anything to do with Robin if she was being used made sense to me. Anyways, have a good evening.
Awesome. Yeah, I will go back, Sharon. I will go back and I will look at that to see if it captured the whole thing or if parts were cut off. That bothers me if I've been letting it sit this long. But yeah, thank you so much for that heads up. But yeah, absolutely. I think that because part of the issue, for those who may not be familiar, there was a question during a Pop Psych McKelty Tony interview where it came up that McKelty was questioning why Robin came in the family and befriended her. And, it was questioned, why is she worried about, what Robin's intentions were, if she got a benefit from it. And my thing is that if you are long short, if you're in a relationship, especially if you're going to try to move that relationship forward and continue that relationship, why people are in it makes a difference. It makes a difference to me. Because I am a person who, I value loyalty. And if you start or conduct a relationship with me, initiate a relationship with me for the wrong reasons, then I don't know if I can trust you, especially if you start a relationship with me based on a lie, right? You're trying to use me for something else, then you get to know me, be like, oh, he's kind of cool. Then if I find out about it or it comes to my attention, then I'm always going to ask the question, did you like me? Do you like me for me? Or do you like me for what you can get from me? Is our relationship completely transactional? Because once that transactional or that value ends, our transaction is also ended. 1, 2, if you start a relationship with me under false premise or on a lie or something of low caliber or character, and you begin that relationship with me, then you don't stop having that low character. You don't stop being that person. So at any time, you can go right back to using me or whatever you got in a relationship with me for. So I think it's very important. And the bigger point that I was making during the course, that if you just see this part of it, what I was talking about in that McKelty interview part 2, was we spend a lot of time on this channel as well as other channels on YouTube and social media talking about these women's inability to question Cody, their relationship, their status, where they are, what's going on, and have those questions and question what's going on around them. And I don't think it's appropriate for anybody to dissuade somebody, especially coming out of these communities, this culture, this religion, this setting, and discourage them from questioning feelings that they have. If their instincts are telling them that something is wrong, they need to listen, learn to listen, and trust their instincts. Trust yourself. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Pop Psych or Jenny from Senior Perspective or anybody, right? And it's not that I'm disrespecting them. I'm certainly not disrespecting myself because I put myself in the same group. I'm just saying that you have to be able to trust yourself. If anything, I don't do this show because I want you to listen to me and do what I'm telling you to do. I'm doing this because I want to encourage people to listen to themselves. This is what happened to common sense. Like, I want people to have common sense, and I want them to be able to trust themselves and trust what they're feeling and trust what they're going through. Trust your eyes. You don't need me to tell you what's going on in your shit. Trust your eyes. You see that this man is not coming home. You see he's running around with everybody else's kids and not taking care of your kids. You see when it's time for your kids to do something or they need something, he ain't never there. But anytime one of his other kids come through and they got a little snotty nose, or they need their shirt tied up or whatever, or the mom just want to throw a baby in his arms, he more than willing to do that, but he's not willing to come over and watch your kids. You know that. You don't need me to tell you that. I want you to trust yourself. And that was my whole thing with the thing with McKelty. I want her to listen to herself. If you okay with the shit, I'm fine. You like it, I love it. But if you're questioning why this woman came into your life and it's important to you, don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't question it. You need to find that answer for yourself. And if you don't find that answer and you're okay with letting it go and moving on, and you're okay with that, fine. You let it go and you move on. But don't let nobody tell you to rush it on and it ain't important. Because if it was their ass, I bet you it would be important. Sorry, I said I wasn't going to go crazy. But thank you, Sharon. Next up, we got Janet in the house.
Hey James, it's Janet. I just wanted to say that even with like a little bit more drama in the last episode, like I really feel like we're watching nothing. Like just everything is so manufactured, and like Robin like saying to Cody at one point, now that we have a private moment, like to talk about something that's like private moment, like now that you're being filmed for the show, like it's just also fake, and they're also fake. And like why are we listening to like Cody talk about like how he goes into like his garage and like lifts or like does pull-ups or whatever the fuck he was doing, and like he's staring at her and like just like without breaking eye contact, and it's just like ew. And like what are we watching? And even like Mary dating that guy, or like they had a nice thing like for her friend Jen, but like everything just seems so fake. It's also fake. I think the reason that I liked season 16, 17, like that era, was at least the stuff that was happening seemed like more real. It's all just so fake. Like everything's fake. It's just nothing. Like we need to hear what they really think with them sitting in a room together, but that won't happen. Anyway, it's just garbage. Just
Oh, she said it's garbage. Garbage. Janet actually sounds so happy all the time. I love it. One of the things, like, I agree with it. It's one of the things I have with TLC. A lot of times they put together storylines that just don't ring true, and they're non-effectuated storylines. So at no point is anybody's life really changed or affected. Like this, it's really nonsense that they're arguing about things that don't matter. Especially, like I said, I'm anchoring a lot of that opinion into the 90 Day franchise, where they have whole ass storylines that don't mean anything. Like they had a whole, like the last, when I signed off of 90 Day Fiance, it was because they had a season where you had three couples who are just basically arguing that they couldn't hang out with each other because they didn't like each other. That was the whole shit. Like, okay, you guys don't have to hang out with each other. This is not a show. Like, what are we doing? So it's things like that. And I think that that's part of as they're trying to put things together, they don't want to make anybody too much of a villain because they might want to use them later. And especially in Sister Wives, Cody and Robin aren't going to agree to it. So they come up with these little light padded ass storylines that really don't mean anything. And I think that that's where they're actually going to start losing some more folks. But thank you so much. Let me check real quick. I think I saw a notification that we had a super chat. Oh, we got Betty Aldridge in the house. What's going on, Betty? How you doing? Hopefully everything is working out. Congrats on your husband getting in. to the rehab center. That's awesome. Not rehab center. That sounds fucked up. The physical therapy, physical rehab. $2 super chat though. James, you just what are you doing? Slanderize. Just because you are awesome. Oh, thank you, Betty. You are awesome. And we're sending much love and prayers to your husband for a speedy recovery. Let's put some hearts in the chat once again for Betty and her husband. Hopefully he'll be doing he's on a fast recovery. You know what I mean? That would be a nice little Christmas present. I mean, just the fact that, you're being thankful for the fact that what you have and what, not so much what you lost, but what you still have, and he's still here. So thank you so much, Betty. Let me give you a little something. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear he's doing well. That's good stuff. Good stuff. It's always nice to get, like I say, good Christmas news. Get you in the spirit. Christmas miracles. Next up, we got Mary in the house. What's going on, Mary?
Hey, James, this is Mary. Hey, I just want to bring up a thing about Kelty and Mary when she was sticking out her tongue. For one, I think she was lying about that in a way because I don't think Mary was cooking them dinner in Christine's kitchen. So let's just be honest. Mary didn't like Christine was clean enough for her, so Mary was cooking in her own kitchen. If McKelty's 7 or 8, this is in the Lehigh house. In the Lehigh house, Mary had an apartment. Janelle was next to her, and Christine was in the basement. If McKelty got sent to her room, she would have had to go all the way down to her bedroom in the basement. I don't think McKelty could hear what was going on at that dinner table after she got sent to her room. I know, small peanuts. The other thing I just want to bring up, the fundraiser for Jen's husband happened, I believe, July 26, 2025. I don't know why they're not telling us that was this year, that fundraiser. The thing about the eggs, when you cook scrambled eggs and you cook a lot, they can turn kind of greenish or gray. So that's why I think Mary thought she was going to cook fried eggs on demand for the people coming through the breakfast. That's my opinion, but I could be wrong because you can't leave scrambled eggs that long. That's my take. Let me know what you think.
Shit. Oh wow, my mic wasn't on. Thank you guys. I told you. Sometimes I need some help. I was just saying that with the fried eggs or whatever, that would be something that you would have to tell me before we get started, especially made to order stuff. Like you just can't assume that I'm gonna invite you to a charity event and we're gonna do like massive pancakes, sausages and stuff, and I'm gonna be standing there doing made to order eggs. I thought for sure you'd be running the omelet bar. What happens? You know what I mean? I like an egg Benedict class. Like that's not a thing. Like, especially if it's like fried eggs. Like I understand that it could just be fried eggs, but some people like fried eggs. If I'm making made to order, some people might like cheese on it. Some people might like veg on it. Like you didn't even have like those kind of accommodations there where I could, he could start throwing different orders together and then trying to keep up with those orders. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. But we have another message from Mary.
Hey, James. Hey, I just want to talk about Cody when I seen a short reel where I believe it was Ari's 5th birthday party, and Cody is taking a gift bag to set next to the rest of the gift bags. Ari was there, and she walks over, and Cody puts the bag down, and I think she was just going to look at the outside of the bag or something. Cody, in his Neanderthal voice is like, no touching. And she starts to say something, and he's like, no talking. I just can't believe this man is doing this. I mean, if Robin is creaming her jeans over this guy for being this great father, how disrespectful can he be? So now Ari's going into a birthday party, not knowing if she can talk or not talk. Again, this is supposed to be a joyful day, and he just took her down quite a few notches in the, hurting her self-esteem, etc. I don't think he understands that you have to give 1,000 positive reinforcements to bring that back up. And again, I think she's been so conditioned in this because when they had the pizza party, again, she can't talk, I'm guessing, unless she's spoken to, and Robin had to speak to her to get her to talk. So let me know what you think, James.
Yeah, well, I agree with the fact that one of the downsides of being on this show is that, especially in Cody and Robin's position, because they do get criticized a lot, is that they become super sensitive about what gets said, what doesn't, how kids come off, and this, that, and other. And that puts a lot of pressure on kids to not allow them or give them the freedom to be kids, right? So if Ari looks at a present, then Cody might be afraid that, oh, she's going to look spoiled if she's looking at the present. And I don't want her talking because I don't want her to say the wrong thing, because then she might get criticized for being spoiled or saying something crazy or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to tell her to be quiet. And then that sets her off to where she can't even enjoy the party because you guys are filming it. And because it's like the content thing, it gets kind of that sick place where, was it 8 Passengers? That lady was like yelling at her kids, like, you're supposed to look happy, or you're going to bed with no dinner. And then we're taking this again. Like, we're going to keep shooting until it's done right. And then the whole time, the kids are supposed to be smiling and laughing and just doing what she wants them to do so she can present the perfect family. But the whole time she's like literally, mistreating these kids to create content. And I think that Cody and Robin might be in that same position where they might be doing things or saying things to these kids because they're trying to create that perfect content moment. And they don't have unironically, they don't have as much control as that Passenger 8 lady did, 8 Passengers lady did. So they're relying on TLC to edit the perfect birthday party or scene with the kids. And I think that that's also a point of frustration for them. But thank you so much. And we're going to listen to Mary's last message.
Hey, James. Hey, I want to talk about Cody and the training that he's done for Special Forces. I can't believe how sad this is that he will go to these great lengths. I think he's been working in a gym. I think he had a trainer for all of this. I think he was training when he was doing the handstand cameo. So I believe he's been doing this intense work for working up to this show. So again, if he put 6 months into this or something like that, the saddest part of all of this is it's really, really too bad he didn't put some kind of effort into healing and listening to his children. He goes with this external payment and puts 1,000% into it and 0 into a relationship with a child. His moral compass is off. Well, let me know what you think, James.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think there's between moral compass and priorities, because and again, this could be a cultural thing or a community thing, but I am aware that in some of the cultures in Utah, they are very particular about how things appear. They're more concerned about things appearing to be perfect than things actually being functional. And so you want the family to look a certain way. You want the kids to act a certain way. You want your reputation as a family man to be ring out a certain way. But at the same time, in an effort to have it ring out perfect, you'd rather your relationship at home be jacked up than for there ever to be a question. Like if you could have a perfect relationship in the streets and presentation wise, and just know everybody hates each other at home, in some communities or some areas, they're fine with that. And I think that's a priority issue. When he gets to special forces, coming off like a manly man, coming off like a good father, saying that he's a good father, saying that he's a good father is more important than actually being a good father. And I think that that's one of the things that that kind of tears at a lot of the people who watch the show. Excuse me. But next up, we have we'll be closing the show out with the remaining messages from Caramel Cuties. There might be some language, just to let you guys know. I was told there might be some language in these, so headphones. Just want to let folks know. But let's rock it out. Hear what she has to say.
All right, one of your favorite mods here, Carmel Cutie. I don't know how many of these I've left, but I'm going to add this one to the collection. Now, I can't end no night talking about Sister Wives without adding Robin and Cody to the equation. Fuck them both. Fuck them. That's how I feel. Robin, for her smart ass mouth talking about, oh, I would hate to have to be single during these times and try to date. Yeah, bitch, because you took this woman's fucking husband and her whole family. You sorry sack of shit. Sorry. They really just irk the shit out of me. They both make my ass itch in worse ways than you would ever imagine. Why even put Robin on camera? The whole, a sliver of hope, and I can't even think about it. Yeah, we caught you. Ha ha ha. Production got you off your guard for once, and I thank God that they did it because it really shows your true colors. She wouldn't want none of them women to come back to the family, no matter how much her lying ass, cricket ass mouth says she does, or did, or hopes, or wants. She's full of shit. She's only wanted Cody, the fame, and the money, and it shows. She never wanted to live polygamy, even in her own twisted, fucked up way about it.
All right, here goes. Here's the next one.
Carmel Cuties again. And when it comes to Cody, his sorry ass. He could take a long ass walk off a short fucking pier and hopefully drown on the other end. And yes, that's mean and vicious and vile, and that's how I feel about him. Fuck him. Like, I strongly feel if we all got the headline news that he didn't wake up one morning and he's gone, I don't think none of us would bat an eye. I don't even think we'd cry. And I know it's fucked up to say about someone because that is a live, living, breathing human. But that's just, in this moment right now, how I feel. I could change that later. But for him to go on this ridiculous, gaslighting, manipulative Apollo Lie tour, just go and doesn't do the work behind the Apollo Lie. Like, let's just do something different with your life, dude. Please. You're a worthless sack of shit who dogged out your kids, your family, and think that the fans are going to give you sympathy for it. Fuck you. If your family didn't say it, dude, I will. If anybody's listening on production, fuck you too for encouraging him to be the dickweed he is. I'm sorry. The whole apology tour is ridiculous. Because
Wait, hold on, y'all.
Carmel Cuties again. This may be my last one because I'm allowing this shit to get me too worked up. I want to say if I genuinely offended anyone with what I said about Cody, I apologize. I know what it's like to be the child of a narcissistic parent or parents who do that type of stuff. So yes, it does strike a nerve with me. And yes, I am in counseling, working on all my triggers and traumas, and one day I will get there. But when it comes to the things that Cody's doing with his nicely put Apollo Lie tour, Janelle didn't do it. She wasn't strong enough. But I'm hoping either Christine or Mary will basically tell him he could take his Apollo Lie and shove it right back up his ass. where it belongs. But we'll stay tuned in to see it. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I strongly would feel like after losing a child, he would have changed everything about how he's been doing at least his children. And sadly, he didn't. He didn't take any accountability. He didn't, I don't even think he reflected off the fact of the reason why Big G's isn't here and how he played a massive ass part in his departure. Like, Cody's a worthless piece of shit. And the more time goes on, the more I realize he's a sorry ass individual.
All right. And we have one more.
So, Carmel Cuties, I wanted to, again, genuinely apologize if anybody is offended by my language, verbiage, or anything that I've said regarding Sister Wives or Cody. I do, again, and I'm not making excuses for my actions and what I've said if you are offended. I'll expand slightly. I do have extremely narcissistic parents who feel that if we offend them, it's our problem. If they offend us, hey, it's our problem. So I do understand and see where, you know, the family members that Cody has pissed on and shitted on over the time, how they feel. Only difference is my family isn't fully on television for the world to see, judge, and comment on. Well, my mother was. My father was not. But that's a different story for a different day for sure. But when it comes to having to deal with individuals like that, as many of us share in this situation, it's not easy. And it does pull out sometimes the worst in us. And I'm not saying that that is okay. And again, if I have genuinely offended anyone, that was not my intention. That's just where my thoughts are in the moment. So I apologize, and I'm very sorry.
Hey, I tell you what, the way I feel about it, and I might be controversial. I don't know. It is what it is. But the way I feel about it, on this channel, everybody can get it. I can get it. I can get it. So if you feel a certain way, if you feel like you need to say something, you get it off your chest. If that's your perspective, that's your point of view, that's your point of view. I'm not here to tell you how to feel about shit. So if that's how you feel about it, you say what you got to say, right? Because I do think that there's a point too where what I've noticed, and I've been not tracking, but what I've noticed is that there is a point where people who undergo certain things, somebody said it perfectly, I think about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, said, you know, I asked my therapist, why do I watch this show and get triggered? But in a way, a weird way, it's like a release because it validates your experience. It shows you that you're not crazy. You're not the only one. This thing that you've experienced isn't unique to you. It's something that, you know, other people are going through. And when you see it in live and living color, HD color, 4K, whatever you got, 1080, whatever, 720, hell, tube TV, whatever. When you see it, you recognize it. You recognize it because you've experienced it. And you, because you've experienced it, have strong feelings about it. And part of what I like about this space is that I want to be able to facilitate and give room for people to express how they feel so they can get those feelings out. They can get them off their chest. They can get them off their backs. And then hopefully in a small way, it can help folks work through some of their issues. You get to verbalize what you've been thinking, verbalize what has outraged you, verbalize what you've experienced, and get that positive feedback. Sometimes it just helps to say it to somebody. If nobody says shit after you say what you have to say, it just feels good to say it. Just say it out loud, right? And I think that that's one of the important things. So, like, you know, if folks are offended by the language, I get it. But at the same time, cursing and what people may call profanity is just merely a form of strong expression. That's the way I see it. It's a form of strong expression. In fact, I'll take it a step further. A lot of times I say, pardon my French. What I find is that when people speak French, a lot of times they speak more directly, they speak more plainly, and they speak more honestly. They tell you what you think. Like you talk to somebody who is a artiste when it comes to the cuss word culinary, right? They cut so good, make it taste good, right? What you find is, or what I found historically is that a lot of times those are the most honest people that you could ever come across. They may cuss, and you're like, whoa, you're like you can't, you can't bring kids around them because they might get an education. But they will tell you what's on their mind. And it's not, it's not really, it's not filtered. It's not, they don't, it's very direct. They don't tumble it, they don't soften it. It is what it is. And I appreciate that. I appreciate straight talk. So, Carmel Cuties, bully for you, right on. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who participated. That's what we have as far as the speak pipes tonight. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. I know it ran a little longer than I planned it to run, but we had some good speak pipes. We got to get them in. Of course, I was jabber jawing, so that probably ran the time up right there. But gotta get mine in. But I appreciate it. Is your comment Jody Periscala? Yeah, it was Jody. Jody said that. Yeah, I that really rang true. It was Jody Periscala who said that, seeing other people's issues, hearing other people's traumas helps you. Like, you would think that it would trigger you. Like, oh, why would you went through this? Why would you watch other people go through something similar? And there's a validation there. I think that makes a lot of sense to me, that there would be a validation in that. Like, because especially when you're in a situation where you're dealing with people who are gaslighting you and telling you that the thing that see, and experience happening to you is not happening to you, and you're out your mind. You're making it up. You're telling stories. You're exaggerating, and they minimize your feelings and how you how you're dealing with things that are happening to you. And it helps when you have other people say, no, that did happen to you. You know how I know it happened to you? Because it happened to me too. So I think that there's like I said, that's one of the powers I think that sits in this community that I appreciate. But we had one more super chat. Was this Unlimited Lipstick? What's going on, Janet? 279 super chat. Carmel speaking what we all feel. No lies detected. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Putting it all on, leaving it all on the field, as they used to say in the old time sports analogies. Let me give you a little something, Janet. I'm sorry, Unlimited Lipstick. I gotta stop doing that. I be calling people name out. It's Unlimited Lipstick, asshole. Can't you read? If I wanted to be called that, I'd have put that up, jackass. But okay, cool, got you. Thank you, Unlimited Lipstick. But thank you guys so much. Let's give a huge shout out to the folks who called in. We had Carmel Cuties. We had Cody's Left Kidney. Cindy from Oz. First time caller. We had Sunny Bunny, Care Bear, Tanya Kata, Mrs. Kata, if you don't mind, Becky, Rose, Candace, Mary, Sharon, and of course, Janet, Unlimited Lipstick, calling in. And of course, I want to make sure we give a huge shout out in addition to folks who contributed to the show in the form of super chats. Thank you guys so much. Jody Periscala. We have Sharon Martinet. Oh man, I'm messing that up. Mary H. Appreciate you. Raiders Ma in the house. Local Arts Witch. Lay down the law. Megatron. Darlene Hall. And then Megatron gifted One Might Take On Reality membership. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Megatron. Of course, we had Jody Periscala. We had Teresa Skinner, Lit Mom. Then we had Darlene Hall again. Cindy from Oz up in the house. Then, of course, we had Betty Aldridge pulling for your husband, Betty. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Want to give a huge shout out. Make sure I give a huge shout out to the Mega Mod Squad. holding it down. We have Lizzie B, Carmel Cuties, and Brittany Not Brittany. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. We just had one come in, and it's Lizzie B gifted One My Take on Reality membership. Thank you so much, Lizzie B. Again, make sure you guys come back. Check us out on Saturday, noontime. If you have a membership, we do a round table, fill up the panel. Anybody who wants to call in can call in. We all talk amongst each other. We have a huge conversation. It's awesome. We talk everything, not just sister wives. All right, we go where the conversation leads us. It's incredible. All right, but thank you so much, Lizzie B. Let me give you a little something, something. Thank you. And then here we go. Saturdays at noon. And then make sure you keep an eye out for the videos that we have coming up, because I have 3 videos that are dropping this weekend. You'll be able to check those out. Talking about Janelle, going back to the family, why that's not happening. My little suspicions. Talking about Cody and David. Talking about Cody and the apology tour, and how he potentially could have done this better. He dropped the ball. He fumbled the bag. He fucked it up. And I'm going to tell you how he could have made it better, in addition to why it was a disaster, why I think it's a disaster so far. So please hit that like button. Thank you so much on the way out. And before I go, I want to thank everybody who did the super chats, as well as everybody who called in, as well as everybody who stayed super chill and super cool and funny and lively in the chat box. I appreciate you guys. Let me give you a little something, something. All right. And don't forget to subscribe. Give me that HBO special, that Help a Brother Out special. Let's get those subscribes up, as well as hit that bell for notification and hit that like button on your way out. Thank you guys so much. It was an amazing time. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys had as much fun as I did. Special shout out to Betty Aldridge. Glad you had some good news. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. You guys have made this year amazing. You guys are actually making a season way more than TLC Sister Wife has. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. That's my take. I'm James, and this has been my take on reality. And I'm